Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a thrice weekly campaign set in the wonderful world of Arcanum. I hate you so much. That's great. That's good, man. We needed a title page. Thank you so much for that. That was great. In the wonderful world of North Imea, or homebrew world of North Imea, we are working with our crew, the Unearthed Arcanum. Everybody, look at the camera and say hi.
Hello.
As we are hanging out in the very honestly very relaxing setting of Celeste, a nice calm beach town that really doesn't see a lot of problems in it, but cue the Unearthed Arcanum coming through, and there you have it. So before we jump in, let's go ahead and find out where we were last session, which was a couple weeks ago. So feel free to fill in the blank. Dan, just feel free to just kind of do your best. Dan, take it away.
All right. So last time we left off with me and the rest of my friends. Io, by the way. Well, we came across this magical shop of sorts. It was what was the name of that place? Hey Gwen, what was the name of that place again?
You would put me on the spot.
Humble Branch.
Yeah, Humble Branch.
The Humble Branch. Thank you. So at the Humble Branch, we met the proprietor of this shop. Very old, almost undeadish looking satyr by the name of Grucelli. She was a very interesting sort. She seemed to see a lot more than she let on, peering into each and every one of us, knowing kind of what we all kind of needed, it seemed like. My friend Al, she's offering to kind of help him out with his other half. That was very interesting. My little brother Yori, who is probably off gallivanting with the kids around the neighborhood somewhere. Well, she gave him the ability to fly again, but our little man doesn't like Faye too much, so she kind of had to win his trust a little bit. Going from there, Shiv still mad at me, even though I was in the right. We don't need to talk about that though. While relatively drunk, Grucelli also tried to help her out as well. At the point where we exit the Humble Branch, time seemed to almost rewind back on itself, and the situation where, yes, I was indeed attacked. Okay, allegedly, we attacked a drunken man. Don't worry about the details, but turns out he's alive again. We have the option to have things play out differently. Shiv takes right off after him, tells him he's gonna die, and she needs to get him to safety. While the rest of us are kind of starting to chase after to kind of help what's going on, my book flies off and is about to do what it's about to do. But thank you to two of my best bro friends, both Nene and Al. Ended up in a pocket dimension, holding on to my precious possession. Then the guy Midas, he ends up attacking my little bro Yori, and Shiv rightly puts him out cold. Then, as we're finally ready to just kind of get everything cooled, the sky turns red, and last thing I remember, we just hear some ominous chant, some ominous speech going on about wanting to find some wombat that apparently wronged him. I don't know what the hell's going on. And that's pretty much where we left off.
Yeah, her name was Brucelli.
Brucelli with
and
a
the
B.
sky was pink.
And the sky was pink.
Pink's
And
not
also,
right.
who are you talking to?
Oh God, too meta, too meta.
Nope.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Fantastic. A well-deserved point of inspiration for that. Fantastic. So jumping back into our scene, I would really love to start with Alistair and Nalani. So that's what we're gonna do. Because it's my show. I can do what I want. So you guys are alone in this this sort of empty. I think we described it before as like kind of this like empty sort of white void, very Matrix prep sort of thing, but with a window that can clearly see out to a very like ominous pink sky. Um, Depending on whether or not you are paying attention to this, either of you, we're going to pick it up from there. As Nalani, you are clutching a book with both hands, as you feel it trying to tug away from you, and then suddenly stop.
Quick question.
Yes.
Last session, before the speech started, you also said there were loud cracks of thunder as lightning went across the sky.
Correct. Would you hear that?
I would assume. I mean, the way I imagine rope trick, which is not necessarily the way it mechanically works. So once we're up the rope, there's basically a square window underneath where you can look down. That's where the rope hangs. And it's almost like I guess, as far as in terms of protection from inside and out, it's like a force field. But other than that, it's like an open window.
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't say that you can't hear out of it, so then you can.
And I'm pretty certain you can fall out of there. Like it's not like you have to use the rope to get in and out. So it's an open window.
Yes. Agreed.
But we did not hear anything because things don't pass through that window.
Well, you would hear, so you hear like the normal sort of crack of thunder, things like that. So I think
noise.
because it's an open sort of space, you'd be able to hear those things. Unfortunately, the speech that happened went into everyone's mind. It wasn't actually So,
that I'm all for.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not, but that's where it happened. So.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, it's fine. We're moving with it in a different way. It's cool. It's interesting. I guess I shouldn't say I'm not. I was surprised by the way things turned out. But anyways, yes, that's where we're starting.
Nalani, what the hell are we doing?
So, do you have any clue why we're running down the beach?
No.
So, I think we're having a redo day. I think we're repeating exactly what happened yesterday. All over again. And I know you're a man of facts and science, so let me explain why. Yesterday when we all went to our rooms, I was laying in my cot and all of a sudden Io's book like started moving and flew out the window down the beach. And he jumped out the window and started chasing it. And I jumped out and followed him. And then all of a sudden, what I took to be Shaban was running with us. And then Yuri showed up. He had gone off to play with the kids, and he showed up too. And we came upon an old drunk sailor that the book went straight to. It was just drawn to him magically somehow. I don't understand that stuff. You do. And then he and Io seemed to know each other, and then there was a conflict, and then he attacked Io, and during the fight he disappeared, and we got super lucky by finding him, and then I shot and killed him.
You shot and killed someone yesterday?
Yeah, he was attacking us, and he wouldn't give the book back to Io, and Io was
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
upset.
whoa, 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 whoa. So just this book magically flew directly to this person,
Yes.
and then you tried to take it away, or Io tried to take it away from him.
He asked for it back.
The book that magically went to this person, because I've never seen it magically go to Io. So this
I
anyway. So this book went specifically to this person.
Yes.
You guys tried to get it back from them, and then you killed him.
That's what happened. And then Shaban, or what I thought was Shaban, or maybe it wasn't Shaban. I got super confused. Remember the last battle you were in when Tamar was there and he was fighting, and you probably don't even remember because it wasn't really you, and you were attacking Shaban, and then the fight was over, and then Tamir came up and gave you a note, but it wasn't really Tamir, it was Amir. And so I got worried because whoever it was on the beach that I thought was Shaban, but might have been Emir, had wouldn't give Io the book back. And then there was a fight, and then I pointed my bow at Shaban or Amir and said, "Give the book back." And then this creature threw the book in the water and stormed off up the beach.
Okay. Okay. So Mitch, I don't know if you are intentionally or unintentionally telling that story differently. So I would like to roll an insight check on that.
Sure.
Uh,
We'll say persuasion or deception. You don't need to say. You can just tell me what you ended up with.
so I rolled a 15.
I rolled uh I rolled a 16.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds right.
Listen, I mean, I first off just want to say that I am in. Well, first off, I am very confused why you tried to take a book back that intentionally went to a person and then killed them when they wouldn't give it back, and how you just glossed over that. Um, but the other thing I want to commend you on is I know that even the mere mention of a Muir used to really cause you issues just even a few days ago, and the fact that you've moved on to now being able to point a bow at them is I'm I'm glad that you are able to face that fear now. I guess whatever hold he had on you must be gone.
Well, I mean, was it a hold, or I mean, he literally had a hold on me that
Yeah,
I physically couldn't do anything.
yeah. I mean,
But
and again, I'm
but
impressed
yeah,
that
I mean, and we didn't just kill the guy. I mean, he did attack Io.
when you tried to take the book that went to him away from him.
Right.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I understand that. Um, I mean that's okay. So that was yesterday. What does that have to do with today?
So that's what's happening right now. Is the book started flying down the beach away from Io, and it came flying by me because I was in front of Io, and I happened to grab it. And after I grabbed it, I had it, and I wanted to get it as far away from the beach as possible so that so that it wouldn't get to that guy again, and there wouldn't be the conflict. I don't know why Shaban and Io kept running to the guy, because if the book doesn't go there, there's no conflict.
Well, sure, but there is, and I mean, I'm sorry. This is This is very confusing. Why you? So this book is trying to go to a specific person, and you guys have decided no. Why do you get to make that decision? Why are you even involved in this? This should be an IO thing. Why do we have his book? Why
Because
did
Io asked me to take it.
so you guys are just doing everything you can to keep this book away from the person it wants to be with?
Well, I mean, sometimes we have to stop things from doing what they want to do. I mean, you're trying to stop the other from killing Shaban. Why are you doing that? Just let him kill her.
Hmm.
Are we gonna use logic all the time or some of the time?
No offense, Nalani, but that really wasn't logic. Those two things aren't comparable.
Yeah, either we let things do what they want to do and don't try to stop them all of the time.
That book is an inanimate object.
So inanimate objects can do what they want whenever they want, and
Inanimate
animated
objects don't.
ones can? I'm
And
confused what the rules are. Who can do what they want to whenever they want, and who can't? Just let me know.
book is not a who, it's a thing, right? And if it's moving, it's not moving on its own. It is magically like driven to do something, and clearly this thing is magically driven to be with whatever person that you killed.
So magic things can do whatever they want, and we shouldn't stop them.
Nalani, I really enjoy your company a lot, but
I'm just trying to understand. You're
I
the
don't.
smart one. Explain it.
Yeah, I think I am smart enough to realize that you're being intentionally facetious here. And I think you know the difference, and more importantly, I think you're avoiding talking about the fact that it really sounds like you murdered someone because they wouldn't give you the item that belonged to them.
How do you know the book belonged to them? Do people use magic to get things that don't belong to them? I think you're making assumptions here. I think we should use logic and fact.
Sure, let's use logic and fact. People use magic for horrifying reasons all the time. However, there is no magic that I am currently aware of that can be placed on anything um, ahead of time to force it to return back to its owner. And whether he is the rightful owner or not, clearly that book, someone or something has used some form of magic to get it to go to him. I have never seen that with Io, and Io has seldom been separated from that book. So it seems to me that if the book belonged to Io, it would be going towards Io. The fact that it didn't leads me to believe that either Io is not the rightful owner, or for whatever reason, someone doesn't want Io to have the book. And to be honest with you, I can't 100% say that I recognize the Io with the book from the Io I knew without the book.
So are you suggesting we should just drop the book out of the portal and let it go where it wants?
I made no such suggestions, but we're still glossing over the fact that you murdered a man yesterday.
So, yes, I shot and killed a man that attacked Io after Io asked for the book and he didn't give it back. Yes.
Was Io unconscious?
He was knocked to the ground.
Was Io unconscious?
I don't know. He was not injured after the fight. He was injured, but he wasn't killed. No.
Okay. But you said Io asked for the book, so you know that he was not unconscious. Listen, Nalani, if you want to have an honest discussion, be honest. Otherwise, I'm done with this.
I am. He asked for the book. He didn't give the book back. The guy shot some sort of magic at him and knocked Io down. That's what happened.
And
And
was
and
was
then
Io
then there was
unconscious?
a fight and all of us attacked him.
All of you attacked him.
Yes.
Okay. Including Emir or Siobhan or this other person that you didn't
Uh
know?
she was involved, and now that you ask, I can't recall if she actually struck him or not, but she was involved in the combat. Yes.
It's again, it's fascinating to me that Emir, after all this time, has decided to help us.
Well, was he helping or was he trying to get the book?
As you said, I wasn't there, Nilani.
I
Um,
don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. And then he just
What?
left, right? And we haven't seen him
Well,
since.
asked for the, you know, I asked for the book. There was an exchange. Things got heated, and then they threw the book in the water. I mean, books get destroyed in the water, and then left up the beach.
Well, I think that answers your question. Clearly, he didn't want the book if he threw it in the water.
Well, I had my bow pointed at him. I don't know. I mean, he was. I don't know.
So listen,
I'm confused. Hold on, time out. I'm confused. Siobhan threw it in the water.
yes,
He's saying
Well-
that Siobhan was a Muir.
yeah, he's
Or
trying
could
to.
have been.
oh.
He's
Yep.
he's trying to convince me of this. Okay, I mean, it just
Well, I'm not. No, above board. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
convince you. I'm saying it could have. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I can't hear you, Clinton.
I know because I'm mouthing the words, which was
Oh.
you know.
Well, I mean, how did you know? I mean, you attacked Tamer, or you threatened Tamer when he gave you the note, and it turned out it wasn't him. How did you not know?
Yeah, I just want to say as a DM above board, I also wasn't thinking of this possibility, but once Mitch actually mentioned it, it actually made a lot of sense. Like you had no idea if that was actually Siobhan or not.
But he knows now because him and Siobhan have had conversations since then.
No, we have
No,
not
they
had a
haven't spoken
conversation.
once.
We have not
No, they haven't.
spoken once.
She showed up drunk at the hotel. That's all you know.
We have not spoken once, and I purposely have kept my eyes on her the entire time, and made a point of pointing that out.
Alistair still sniffs the bullshit, even if he can't prove it.
Does Alistair or does Clinton?
I was gonna say, Mitch
Alistair
was the one
does.
that told me this. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Alistair 100% does.
Right. So Nalani's
Because
asking
there were-
Alistair, how do you tell the difference? Because you didn't know and you threatened someone who was an ally.
If I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Nalani, I am more disappointed in the fact that if you thought and genuinely felt that was possibly a Muir, you have gone several hours without letting us know. And the fact that Yori and Io have also both kept that from Siobhan, and Gwen and I, that is huge. We know what he's capable of, and the fact of the matter is that you have held that from us.
So I guess my question is why when any of us are apart and come back together, should we not suspect that it could be a mirror?
You're very right. I mean, I think there is reason right now for me to. I mean, if Emir was really looking for the book, I definitely think that you hiding with me in an extra dimensional plane right now is somewhat suspicious. And I will ready a spell.
Okay. As you do so, go ahead and we'll say both of you give me a perception check.
23.
Okay.
4.
How? Hold on. What's your?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. 6.
Okay, that's
Much better.
more possible. Yeah, you have a +5. Don't give me that. Um, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Nalani, you don't hear this as you you there's a possibility too that you also realize there's been probably some times where you haven't seen Alistair either. That Alistair's kind of I mean, when you guys originally separated, Alistair wasn't there for a significant amount of time. And now Alistair is Alistair visibly preparing a spell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I think both of you, can you stand up in this space? Is that
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
awesome? So yeah, I think Nalana, you probably instinctively start to kind of move yourself back as both of you are now in a space of questioning everything. When Alistair, I think you hear. Yeah, I think you hear. Well, how would he? Yeah, I mean, it's just luck, right? So, okay, you hear something.
Someone didn't we say that they were going to be able to see the sort of pink light reflected off the ground from everything turning pink, and that sort of glowing up inside the hole a little bit?
Yeah, so we could say at that point you do see that if you think that's distracting enough.
100%. And also, with this conversation, I can tell you that Alistair does not want to be alone with the mirror. So, yes, readying a spell, but he's probably reaching for the rope.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there was because I think you could also there's a couple things that could be happening here. You because it's been pink, but you just happen to notice it now as you're kind of moving around your surroundings. So you're probably looking for the rope, and that's when you notice something's wrong. This is like I said, it's it is not a natural shade at all. It is very ominous looking, almost in this kind of ultraviolet sort of space, or like a trying to think, not really a hot pink, but like a darker pink. Anyways, point is, you see that as I imagine most likely Nalani would be starting to also sort of put themselves in a defensive space. So just to let you know, you see that's alarming. Go.
Well, cool. Mentally, I'm just gonna say, and I am not trying to be meta here, but based on this conversation, he has spilled it where it's possible that any of us could be a mirror. He said a mirror
Right.
wanted the book. He has the book, and he has me alone. I know my spells. I know if I can get out of this thing and away from him, I can drop him 30 feet because I can end the spell.
Does ending the spell drop him, or does it?
If he is up there and I'm not, yes. Everything that is in there falls from that space. Or if the spell goes for the complete duration, which is an hour, everything falls at
Anything
the
is
entrance.
drops and the spell ends. Yep.
So, I mean, when I say I'm looking for it, I'm reaching for the rope.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do my little cane slide down like I did last time.
Okay. Do me a
and I will-
favor. Roll me a luck check.
You got it. When did I come out? 18.
18. Awesome. Please hold as you. In no way am I going to play that whole speech again. But I will give you the idea of what you hear. In my mind, for the record, what you're hearing and how you're hearing it would be probably more jarring than the situation in front of you. As you're just not sure.
And I would technically be alone there, and it is established that I do not like things getting cast at me or in me
Yes.
or any of that.
Yeah, I would say for sure when you hit the ground, you expect to hear a thud. And with that 23 perception, you don't hear anything. You don't hear any reaction to your footfall at all.
With that, then I would tell you I would probably completely forget to end the spell, so don't worry about following.
Yeah, cool. This is, I'm putting it in the actual chat. This is as far as you get, which is a lot. And actually, I'll just do this for the sake of, because that's not very fun for the listeners. What you hear is, but fear not, my brethren, for I bring a promise of hope. A newer world awaits us, regardless of whether you choose to stand beside me or no. It is a world where shackles of oppression are shattered, where truth and justice reign supreme. Join me, and together we shall build a society based on transparency, power, and the unyielding pursuit of knowledge. In the days to come, as the shadows of the old world retreat, we will forge a new Imea, one that reflects the true essence of our people. The tides of change are unstoppable, and history will remember us as the champions of liberation. Rise, my friends, and seize your destiny. Choose a side, for the dawn of a new era is upon us, and the choice is yours to make. Our magic is in the blood.
Great spot.
You rolled pretty high.
Yeah, in that case, I will immediately turn and look around. You guys are what, like 200 feet away from us?
At least. Yeah.
So I am standing alone on a beach under a violet pink sky, with possibly the worst person I could ever imagine 30 feet above me.
I will say typically the average range for sight in D&D is 300 feet if there's no obstruction. So you probably see some people in the distance. It's your choice on.
Oh, that's
where
right,
that is.
because Imea is flat, right? So we would see.
Don't you fucking start with me.
Flat plane.
I made so many of those jokes on the cruise. Like, look, the water is completely flat.
Water mountains. They're a thing. Yeah, I think he just backs up to. I mean, we're on the beach, so I assume there's like, I don't know sand dunes. I'm sure he backs up, and I think he just sits down. I think this is very overwhelming moment for me right now.
Cool.
I don't think I see them 300 feet away.
You got it.
Yeah.
Do you think you drop whatever spell you were preparing?
Oh yeah, that spell slot's gone. Yeah.
Okay. What would Nilani be doing now?
So Nilani has just, let's see. So I obviously knew he was preparing a spell slot. I mean, a spell. He was doing something, and then he disappeared. And Nilani doesn't understand the mechanics of this, so I think Nilani's just going to stay there. It seems like the safest place to be.
I think you would have seen him because the design of rope trick is you see a physical rope, so you do see him physically slide down a rope, so
Right.
you know where he went.
Right.
I mean, if you laid on your stomach, you could probably see me through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think Nilani's just gonna stay there.
Okay. Cool. All right. Then we'll pause you there. So, and actually, while we are at it, we'll come back to it later. But I would like this is going to sound silly, but I need first a history check with disadvantage, and then I need a straight history check.
So the disadvantage is really good. I rolled a 17 and 18, so 28 for the disadvantaged history.
Okay. Interesting.
And then a 26 for the straight roll.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I rolled better with disadvantage.
Okay. Great. Okay, we'll come back to that. So, cutting over to the other scene as the camera just does its fast motion sort of movement over to the space around this group. We have, if I remember the scene correctly, oh, I don't remember the scene correctly. Where is
Siobhan and Gwen had
Midas?
pulled the body out, Midas's body out. Well, he's unconscious, so they had just pulled him out when that stuff happened, and Io was teaching Yori how to swim.
That's
Levitating Yori. Levitating Yori.
That's right. Yep. Cool. Fantastic. Yeah. So we're cutting from that scene. Let's leave a space for role play in this moment right now. You guys all hear this. I think instinctively there's a good chance that at least Gwen or Siobhan or both accidentally drop Midas.
I mean, let's be very fair. Gwen was not helping very much with the dragging already, so definitely probably drops him.
Okay. Do you think Siobhan?
I think Siobhan just freezes where she is.
Okay. So Siobhan, you feel the extra weight as Gwen. Well, I don't know if you feel a lot of the extra weight as stated. Cool. All right. Ready, go.
Hey,
This is
Gwen.
after the speech?
This is
Yes.
right after the speech.
Yeah, can we actually hear each other now?
Oh, great question. Yes. So what you see, I apologize. So what you see is you hear another crack of thunder as you see this like lightning sort of streak up against the clouds itself. Again, not connecting with anything on the ground. And then you see almost as quickly as it came, you see the pinkness of the sky disappear as you take that as a cue to kind of check to see if the spell is gone.
Under her breath, Siobhan's just mumbling, "Nope, not today. There's too much." As she starts tying up Midas, she's just trying to like suppress all of the stress. She's still drunk. She can't deal with this right now. She's just mumbling angrily. I imagine she's mumbling angrily under her breath in Leonin.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yori, kind of floating and kind of upside down, goes, "What's a wombat?"
Hold that thought, little man. Gwen, Shiv, are y'all and Midas all right?
He's alive, I think, but you all just heard that, right? It wasn't
that's-
just in my head. He was being...
Yeah, no, I heard that too. Sounded real ominous, and by the way, a wombat, it's like this real furry, kind of cute animal. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it later, little man. But what the hell was that? And why would the guy make the sky go pink?
Is the sky... You said the sky is back to its normal color now?
Yes, it is.
Is it a similar color to anything we've like seen? I mean, they would have seen more than me, I suppose. But like, you know,
I'll say straight up, not particularly.
Okay.
I was typing this up. I'm just going to take this moment to tell you guys. I apologize for not making this clear. For the record, in North Imea, normal wombats, as in the idea of how we would see wombats, do exist in North Imea. So you have seen Imea do exist in this world. So it is fully up to you and your character if you know what those are. But yeah, that's
like
it makes sense that Yori would also not know. Yeah.
But in North Imea, they're not sentient in the, you know,
Absolutely
talking
not.
version of that. Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
All right, maybe we have to just deal with one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Io, what the hell is going on?
Okay, so what happened yesterday is remember the book I got? How I got
Yeah.
it was the guy tied up right there, Midas. He was looking over what looked to be the same book, around the same couple days, right when we got Al's note. I was asking him about it because something about it looked like stuff I was kind of researching into Celeste about. He kind of brushed me off, and so I kind of just wrote it off. Then, as I was leaving, one of his crewmates was talking about the book as well or whatever, and I inquired about it, where he got it. Crewmate just hands it over to me. At the time, I didn't really see Midas really fight back or anything, so I end up getting the book free. I mean, it checked out what I was looking for, like, because I've been trying to figure out where my fiendish blood comes from, since it's not normal. And I thought the book would be a lead. Then when we get back here, we're walking. I see the man, and honestly, he didn't always look this bad. Like, so I know something was up. So I went to check on him. Um, this was also around the time the book originally floated over to him. Then when he ended up getting it, the conversation turned south real fast. Like, went from checking on him to him accusing me of, stealing it from him. I didn't steal it. It was given to me, and at least from what I remember, it seemed like it was not that big of a deal. So, but I'm like, at this point, I have the same pack. I've got a similar deal going on with what you did. So clearly, whatever this thing is, has made a deal with me. So obviously, I wasn't going to give the book back to the man, or fully relinquish it. So I really did not want this to go to blows. So I asked for the book back. Things get a little heated in our arguments. Then all of a sudden, he casts Eldritch, you know, an Eldritch blast at me. So I've already died. I've already died once, very nearly died again. And I mean, while I was out there traveling, sometimes you just have to fight to. It's either you or the other guy. So I uh, I immediately assumed position. Shiv, Nay, and Little Man were at my back, so I had them help me out. And there was this moment where I know, I know I got angry.
Siobhan's
It-
cursing is raising volume in the background.
I know I got angry, but all of a sudden, all I remember happening next is he disappears. Nene ends up sinking the arrow into his chest. I didn't necessarily say kill him, but at the same time, I wouldn't have necessarily said I wasn't necessarily against such a thing happening. And then I get the book back. Well, Shiv gets the book from his corpse, and then she's all fucked up in the head about having to kill him or whatever. I'm over here getting pissed off because I mean the brother was attacking me first. So was I just supposed to take another hit to the chest, possibly die, and not fight back with lethal intent as well? I don't know. We can worry about who's right or wrong there, but I think that's why she's pissed off at me. Probably rightly so, but I didn't want things to go that way. But because I asked for the book back, and I don't know, that thing is the lead to me solving a lot of my own personal problems and potentially the problems we're solving as a group. I couldn't lose it, and I already just lost the book. I thought I was going to lose it again. So I don't know. I feel like I asked her for the book, and she wasn't giving it to me and wanted to argue with me about it. So then all of a sudden, I don't really know exactly what happened next, but She just throws the book into the water and blinks away. I don't really. All I was really focused on at that point was the book, so maybe something around her kind of incensed her, made it worse than it already was. But I didn't want things to turn out the way they did, if that makes sense.
Okay, so during this whole speech, I don't really think I've heard Ios talk this much in a really long time. But he doesn't have the book now, so how is like his body, like does he look like he's ready to just go run off to get a fix because he's separated from the book? Like, how is he physically right now?
That's a really good question, because technically the book is still in another dimension.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's definitely on his mind. He's trying to be mentally present. But I kind of like he's really trying to make sure his friends are okay, because a lot just happened. So it's definitely creeping into his head. So his body language is probably like, you know how you're like full of adrenaline, you're jittery?
Yeah.
He's jittery, but I mean, I feel like he's making a conscious effort to not immediately, because the other thing that's playing back in his head at the same time of where's the book is, you care about the book more than you do people's lives.
Okay.
Did it say
So
that?
yeah, Gwen definitely wants to just sort of do an insight check on the whole situation, on Io specifically, because she, even with her poor perception, she does not miss the fact that Siobhan is just swearing up a storm behind her in a language she can't understand. Has it been
She
a
now
full
has-
hour? Has it been a full hour that we were in? Because I had cast Comprehend Languages, and that lasts for an hour.
When did you cast it?
It's hard to tell. We were in a different time. It was yesterday or tomorrow.
Well, your time. Oh boy, here we go. Your
Yeah.
time physically in your body has not changed, right?
Right. I mean, were we in her shop physically for more than an hour? Because I had cast it pretty close to the time we were in there. At the
We'll luck check.
beginning.
We'll rely on the die.
18. Oh, that's what you rolled on yours.
Nice, yeah. I'll say yes. You're still hearing.
Okay.
You're,
So
yeah,
I can make
you're
out the Leonin swear words, basically.
absolutely.
If you look
so
back,
yeah,
Midas is now bound.
Yeah.
Midas is
But
bad.
go for it.
Definitely want to insight check Io then.
Cool.
Wow. All right. 13.
13. Okay, cool. Yeah, I need it. I mean, this is a contested roll, so I need a. Okay. I'll be honest with you. It's it truly is up to Dan whether this is a deception check or a persuasion check.
Okay, I can say this above board too. This is a persuasion check. There's no deception here.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least
it's
from the perspective of what you believe happened. Yeah.
mhm,
Right. That's why I was saying there would be an option
Yeah.
here.
mhm. Okay, and that is a 10.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. So here's, if I may,
Sure.
what I think is happening here is, one, you see, I think with a 10, because you're saying that it was persuasion, that kind of helps in this. You see that Io seems to be, Io doesn't seem to be purposely deceptive. That's what you see on this. However, like you said, Io usually doesn't really like talk this much, even an explanation of things. And I think also there's a lot of cues that I think Io would normally give in body language. Io was talking about Siobhan, but was not again, you can tell me no. That's it's not that big of a deal. But I'd say in my head, Io was talking about Siobhan, but Io was not facing Siobhan, or made any physical reference towards Siobhan at all. In reference to the book, you notice just a slight over pronunciation on the word book, as if it was seemingly more purposeful and maybe more important. The tricky thing, and this is why I think the 13 to 10 actually makes sense. You do hear Io kind of questioning himself, not in a way of saying that I did anything wrong, but saying like, now seeming to notice that like this is the way I perceived it, as opposed to this is the way it happened. That is, I think, concerning based on the actions that Io has allowed and has done. Dan, does that make sense?
I guess I need a little bit more clarification. What exactly was deceptive? Like in this case, we know unintentionally, but what exactly is this deceptive? Because I think in like still thinking back to that situation, it's like being so in character was like kind of like hard to divorce. It's like, okay, but this kind of is what kind of happened. So just I just wanted to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in my perspective of, and again, this was my assumption that in that scenario, a lot of what you were doing is because of you, Dan's perception of how Io would be naturally reacting, being of the attachment that Io has to the book.
Mm-hmm.
So in my perspective of the Io that has been introduced pre all of this, there is a level of empathy and a level of understanding that Io has not expressed in this moment. That's my perspective. You can tell me no on that, but that's something that I think, yeah.
I follow what you're going. I do follow what you're going with. It's just and this does work for this, so it's something we can totally roll with. It's just I remember like from how the scene kind of like devolved into the combat, it still kind of feels like that kind of thing where it was like this kind of did go from 0 to 100 after the attack. The natural response would always be return that attack.
To be clear, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the conversation with Siobhan.
Gotcha.
That was the thing that I felt like.
Okay, no,
because my view on Io is that Io is very much a middleman in a lot of ways on the idea of like, or a mediator, I guess the best way to kind of put it. So hearing a lack of that, I would say a 13 against a 10 would be at least concerning.
Good point. Yeah, no, that's actually perfect. I hadn't been thinking about that specific part. That cool. Solid.
Awesome.
Okay. I think Gwen's going to take a step towards Io and just sort of say, keeping her voice sort of quiet and calm, I think there's something that's not good for you about your connection to this book. I understand that the situation, and we're going to get back to how he's alive now if you killed him yesterday, but that's a whole different.
He left out a big part where the ocean ate him.
Oh,
I don't know why nobody is mentioning the fact that the ocean ate him. He was on the ground from some things, but then the ocean came.
We'll discuss that after. Okay, so
gonna go look for those bottles again. He remembers about the bottles. He's gonna go do that.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah.
Perfect. But you're not typically someone who goes directly to attacking your friends, regardless if they don't give you what you want immediately. That's not the Io I know.
but I never attacked her.
Okay, but it didn't sound like it was a very understanding or
Okay, I'll say
patient conversation.
I didn't
And I'm sorry, before,
physically
did you
attack
mention that Nalani had?
Io, the character, did not know the bow was
Okay.
pointed on her. So
Okay.
that's
Oh, okay.
something that's also why I said he was focused on the book.
Okay.
So he didn't even know that Nalani ever trained an arrow on her. I always imagined that was behind him or something like that.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Because I feel like even in that moment, he would not have been comfortable with that.
Yeah, I will say, for the sake of not trying to break the immersion in any way, but also knowing that what you guys know and don't know could be difficult to explain in the full expanse of our time. So we'll say in this moment, Siobhan, you didn't hear Io say that big point, so feel free to jump in if you would think you would.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Gwen would actually look over at Siobhan and say, "Are you able to tell me what happened?"
She's now sitting on Midas's chest. He's bound hand and foot, and she has her short sword out, and she's just like watching them with her hands on her knees.
I love it.
Yeah. How about the part where, I don't know, you just started yelling at me and freaking out when I was trying to discuss, I don't know, you just killing somebody on the beach, Io. Or the fact that Nalani, after shooting a guy dead, trains his arrow on me and starts yelling at me. So, I don't know what you two have going on, but if you're willing to kill me over a book...
Shiv, I would never kill you over a book.
It seemed like you were about to, you and your buddy.
As much as I care about that fucking book, I would never attack you. And I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that. But you're telling me, Nalani...
You wouldn't do that, but would your connection to the book do that?
No.
Can I do it? Because check again?
No insight check needed. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think we can carry that over.
I think that if you believe that, you don't understand your connection to this enough.
I'm going to need to work on making sure I'm in control then. I'd never hurt any of you guys over that book.
Are you sure about that? Because Alistair already told me that his other guy wants to kill me. Nalani's pointed his arrow at me, and you killed the guy over a book. After I helped you get it back, started yelling at me about it.
Actually, to be fair, Nalani killed him. I didn't strike the final blow.
I don't really think we need to spend too much time on who killed him, or that the ocean ate him.
And at the end of the day, he's alive now, and I've made a point to keep a safe distance from him, to not recreate the same thing. If I really wanted to kill him, do you think I'd really have that hard of a time doing so again?
As we look over at Siobhan just sitting on this dude's chest.
Yeah.
And I mean, he attacked Yori, but we're not supposed to attack him lethally. I still abided by that. I tried to make the situation right. Okay, Shiv, what will it take to make us right? What do you want?
I don't know what I want right now. Right now, 2 at least of this group, potentially 3 of you want me dead.
I don't want you dead.
So maybe some proof to the contrary?
Okay.
All right.
I think there's a lot that we need to unpack here, and that's not even counting the voice that was just in our head talking about liberating everybody, which that's bullshit, right? We can all agree on that.
Well, if he can't take a wombat, how is he going to rule the country?
Can you talk to an entire country simultaneously and turn the sky pink? This might be one mighty powerful
No, but I
wombat.
can kill a wombat. I guarantee that.
Okay, so wombats aren't like giant, huge monsters, right?
No, they're little rat things. I don't know.
They're like
I've seen them
a
once.
they're like a
Exotic
little
traders
teddy
has some
bear.
too.
Yori's also gonna walk up with just an armful of bottles and just go. Also, I think the guy he was writing these and just like drops a pile of bottles on the ground.
Cool.
Well,
Io, you've read these before, and I don't think they were not safe for work. It was just they were the work of a disturbed individual. Right?
Yeah.
You do remember that.
Gwen will look down at them, and she's going to reach out for just a random bottle and say, "I'm going to keep this for later when we're in a safe place." And she's going to tuck one of the bottles away.
And I think
I'm sure there's a note in it first, but.
And I think Io also seeing the bottles. He does also mention, honestly, Gwen. On some level, you're right. This thing is dangerous, but giving it up's not an option. I got to figure out a way to use it to achieve our goal, my goals. I'll just make sure that I'm careful. I won't hurt you guys.
What if you let her hold it? And then when you need it, you can ask for it.
I don't know about that. I mean,
I will say this is a good point to actually tell you. Magically, there is no connection between you and the book. You are not aware of your own obsession, but you are currently not feeling that you're not feeling a magical pull towards the book.
okay.
You may still know what that feeling feels like and want it, but just FYI.
Honestly,
I'm going to look at Io, and then I'm going to look down at the bound and unconscious man on the ground and just say, make sure you're not looking in the mirror right now, Io.
I know that's actually, and then in saying that, that's when he like reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out like when it initially happened. I don't know. I heard my patron after everything happened. Something makes me start to think it might have wanted this, and honestly, Gwen, feel free to say no, but if you say no, I'm still just going to try and find out my own way to get my answers. But I'm going to need your help. You're the only other one who knows on an intrinsic level at least part of what I'm getting embroiled into.
Yeah, well, I don't know if... Did yours give you a terms and conditions? Because above table, I feel like the BD would have been super clear, right down to every single I and T's crossed.
Yep.
Actually, mine, the great other, he don't work that way. That's why when we visited the Ludi, I saw Dr. K, and he gave me this. Then he pulls out the book with the black pages. He wants me to document everything I am involved with this thing. Trust and believe, guys. I'm gonna do whatever I can to, at the very least. Yeah, right, Joe. The other Dr. K. Trust and believe. I'm gonna do.
Why don't you
everything in
tell
my
her the
power.
truth? Tell her what you told me that book asked you to do.
What are you talking about?
What did the book ask you
told
to
me in
do,
the
Io?
woods.
Seriously, above table. Oh yeah. No, I got it.
You
I
did
got
tell
it.
her.
I got it. I think this is what I remember. I did.
It's been
tell
2
Shit.
weeks.
I did tell.
And
I
this
did
was
tell
like
Shit.
a month ago. This was in
Right.
the
It was
woods.
a long
Real
time
talk.
ago.
Yeah. There was something else. It wants me to kill it.
It wants you to kill The Great
Great-
Other? The Great
Great
Other wants you
Other
to kill
wants
the
me-
Great Other.
Exactly. And in
I
turn,
feel like there's more there.
oh, there most certainly is, but I mean, honestly, he threatened to kill me after the first time I asked too many questions. So, I mean, to figure all that out and come out on top. I mean, I know I'm gambling a dangerous game, but I gotta know. I gotta get these answers, Gwen.
I mean, from what you're saying right now, the risks to you don't seem to outweigh the benefits or the
And-
potential consequences. And again, I'm going to look down at the poor, drunken, insane dude on the beach.
Even so, I got to keep moving forward. Otherwise, everything I endured, everything I did is for nothing. I almost got drowned at 6 years old for nothing. And a life not knowing why I am the way I am and having the power to protect those I care about, it's just not worth living for me. So I'm going to pursue these answers whether you guys stand with me or not. I'll try to keep you guys safe. And anything that comes at risk to you, I'll try and make sure I'm the one that is at the target instead.
Siobhan's gonna stand and very pointedly walk over, like square up with him, probably wobbling a little still. I unfortunately gave you my word, and I always had a problem with that. Can't seem to break my own word. So, I promised I'd help you in the woods. But if you try to if Nalani tries to kill me, I will defend myself against him.
Yeah. I got to talk to him about that. That's again, I've never, when need be, been against taking a life if it's either you or the other guy, but I try not to make that decision too lightly. And that time in your basement, that was probably the only, aside from the first time you kill a person, that was probably the only time I truly felt sick about it. Just, those guards didn't need to die. And I thought when we had that talk the first time that it stuck where we had said that, he's got to be careful about trying to take a life. It's great to want to protect me and to a lesser extent the rest of you, but we don't want to end up with a pile of bodies behind us.
I come from a darker past, and we are going back to that past. So I know how quickly this road can lead to an unsavory outcome. And I will do what I can to help you guys. But if you choose to walk that path, I will not stand by you.
What, you mean killing people needlessly?
Yes.
It's fair. Very
And
fair.
I've been with you since the first day of the academy, Io. But I'm with Siobhan on that. Needless loss of life. I can't get behind that.
Alani did say that he was, or I felt like he was sorry afterwards. After you left, we talked, and they were going to apologize to you. They just didn't get a chance.
Are you sure? Because Nalani's been looking at me like a starving lion all day. He looks like he is ready to just put an arrow through me still.
I think
Very apologetic of him.
that might just
I
be how he looks.
I love Yori so much.
It might just be how he looks. I love that. Evan, say check.
Check. Check. Check. Check. Check. Check.
Anyone else noticing a drop?
Oh, he's a
A
little
little
low.
slight
Yeah.
drop, yeah.
Strange.
I'll let you try to figure that out. But in the distance, as the as the mention of Nalani, I got to imagine at a certain point, Alistair, you're probably just going to drop that spell, right?
I am. I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
When I did come out, did I see the magic coming from anywhere, or is it just everywhere, or did I see nothing?
That's a really good question.
I'm only asking because if there was a directional trail that I could follow and know where that came from, that might alter your campaign.
I've been rolling really bad, so we'll see. Okay, cool. No.
Got it.
It would have to be pretty dang high because that would be
Yeah, I would say 5 minutes at most before I've made a plan of action. So yeah, I dropped a spell and Nalani falls on his ass 30 feet.
You got it. 3d6, I believe.
Yep.
Actually, we'll do a dexterity saving throw. There is it is Nalani, so.
You're muted.
You're muted, Mitch. Your voice is
Your mic's on your head.
18.
Okay, great. With an 18, I realize I should be rolling it, not you. With an 18, you do not fall prone, but you definitely feel that shin splinting feeling, slamming down to the bare sand, and you take math. You take 6 points of fall damage.
Okay. And can I do a perception on how far away am I from Alistair?
I'd say you're
15 feet.
probably, no more than that.
Perception
I would imagine
check?
is Alistair probably like not even present? Like I'm wondering if you drop the spell because you're just like thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am. I mean, I imagine it, in my mind, like I said, I think he took probably like 5 minutes of just kind of figuring that out, and then he's also still got to deal with the fact that Amir, maybe, I don't know. So I think in my mind, I'm dropping the spell, and we're gonna go find everybody else.
Right. Cool. Awesome. So we'll say that you're just like starting to kind of like maybe just like pick yourself up from the dune.
Yeah.
And who said Nalani? In the in the other group, was it?
I said it a couple times.
I was it Siobhan. Okay, cool. Yeah, Siobhan. As you say Nalani, you see a figure just pop out from nowhere and just kind of like fall to the space 300 feet away from you.
Oh, that'll be great for him to look over as I'm squaring up with Io.
Well, I think this is gonna be really funny depending on what Nalani's gonna do next.
Yeah, Nalani's wants perception on Alistair. The last time he encountered Alistair, he was readying a spell against him, and he was concerned that he was going to change into the other. So I've just dropped onto the ground next to Alistair.
Yeah, we'll say insight check on that then.
That's a 13.
13 enough. You see, however that manifested the spell itself seems to be not there now. And I imagine Alistair's like probably not even... Is Alistair even like paying attention to Nalani?
No, I think he's got that 1,000-yard stare.
Cool.
I mean, I think he's aware of what's going on around him, but I don't think he's looking at, like, he's thinking.
Gotcha.
Are you gonna say anything, Nalani, or?
No. I think realizing that he's got a 1,000-yard stare, he probably heard Siobhan, looks up the beach and sees We're 300 yards away. 200 yards
Mhm.
away, did we say? Two or three?
Yeah, 300 feet. So which is or well, I don't know how far away you are. But you can see within 300 feet, which would be enough.
I think we said we were 200 feet.
Yeah, we're 200 feet away from you right now.
Mhm.
I don't want to relive that nightmare of
No,
Of mathing.
we're never
Yeah,
doing
so-
chases again, you guys.
So yeah, so I'll say like passively, passively you can make out shapes. I think you probably see, Siobhan, and Siobhan you see. Hold on, let's do this right. I don't use this enough, so let's make sure I'm using it now. Yeah, I would say, Nilani, you can make out the group, and you can make out that a figure that definitely resembles Siobhan is facing your direction. Siobhan, you can see Nilani pretty clearly.
What about me?
Are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Well, if you said we heard anything or just a plop down, because I guess are we picturing it as like Siobhan's on like one side here, Io's like here, and then Nilani's like right here? Oh, Clinton.
You guys are big spaces in between each other, so you guys are 200, about 200. No, I guess less than that, right? So 150 feet away from each other because you guys did move and then go up.
I guess
no,
what
you didn't.
I guess what I'm asking is, if where Nilani fell is would Io's back be facing? Yeah.
What I would say, just to make this easy, if Siobhan is within like a foot of your face and you two are talking, I would imagine if she suddenly cut her eyes in a different direction, you would follow her look.
Good.
That's what
fine.
I was gonna say.
Good point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so you turn around and you see.
Gwen doesn't
And
have her glasses on, so they're just big blurries.
Love it.
And I think with that, if he notices Nilani, especially with the situation, I don't think the telepathic speech would reach far enough, but clearly he'd put a hand up immediately. Things are good.
Okay. Cool. I imagine. I mean, you guys have adventured together before. I think whatever hand signal you're giving, no roll required. You guys have probably done that before.
He also hasn't told Io of his theory about Siobhan.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So cut back to Alistair and Alani. If you think that one of us might be a Muir, then let's go figure this out now. Why don't you start walking? I'll be right behind you, and I will cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
Specifically, what I am looking for is I have done this now on everyone multiple times except for Yori, so I would know their auras.
Mhm.
I would know if they were different or anything, and I know that I was slowly changing, but it's not significantly different.
Yes. How crazy would it be right now if I said you notice a different like sort of look from
That would be an evil DM move. Do it.
anyone,
Mhm.
anyone at this whole time?
I mean,
I've
technically
told
he
everyone-
would because he
He'd-
hasn't done that since I became a cleric.
And he would because Nilani's holding the book.
Why are you guys trying to make this so difficult? I just
Yeah,
need to know if
I
I'm
will
Muir.
say-
Because we can.
I will say there is a point where there's too many hats that are stacked right now. So you're making good points, but for the sake of weird, it's been an hour and a half of you guys being on the beach, or over an hour of being on the beach. We'll say no, you don't notice any difference.
Awesome. And then I think we will. If he does that, I would say we would walk towards the group.
You got it.
So I guess as we're walking toward, do I know you cast the spell on me? I mean, did you say you were going to cast the spell or anything?
Say it, but I mean, I didn't hide it either. You're definitely
Right.
welcome to ask what it is that I did. I wouldn't explain it on my own, though.
Does it?
So-
So I hesitated to say this before. How does that manifest itself visually? The
Scarily enough, I imagine it's kind of a hand wave in front, and then his eyes turn purple.
okay, cool. Awesome.
I mean, it's a sight thing, but they're not. I will say his eyes turn purple. They do not glow. They're just
Cool.
purple.
Love it.
So I think Nilani says, how are you going to tell that I'm not a mirror?
You all have auras. They're like fingerprints sometimes. And we all have unique auras around ourselves. A mirror or anyone can't copy that. So as long as you look like you're supposed to, then I know it's you.
So I'm not crazy in thinking what I thought because you thought the same thing?
I never thought that the idea you presented was crazy. The situation in which you presented it doesn't seem like you. And if this is you, then I must tell you that I worry greatly about your impulsivity.
You should. I thought I made it very clear back at the cabin that I would never, ever stand by again and let a loved one get harmed in any way. I made that mistake once, and I'm not making it again.
What a really great line to come back to the group with. So at that point, I'd say you guys are probably within about 30 feet of each other.
Siobhan has moved back to the body and sits down on his chest again, still with the sword out over her knees as she's kind of just like keeping an eye on Nilani.
I keep rolling to see if this
Isn't
guy
that a
wakes
great
up. He's not
image?
waking up. Yes, it is, but also I've rolled 4 times now to see if this dude's waking up.
If he wakes up, she's gonna turn around and bop him on the head with the hilt of her sword.
Fair enough. I'm not even gonna try anymore.
Just stay asleep, buddy.
I think as they walk in, Nilani hands the book back to Io. Like,
Okay.
just hands it back. Doesn't say anything.
I think as he's doing that, Io doesn't even really quite touch it. And then he literally says, "A show of good faith." And then he levitates it over to Gwen for safekeeping.
Cool. I'm gonna need a saving throw on that.
Okay. Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I'm just trying to find my saving throw. There you are. Ooh, that sucks. 4.
Cool. Awesome. Your intention is to, and I think it's 4 is really bad. So I'd say your intention is to give the book to Gwen, and I think you're so like sure about it that I think you're probably just looking at Gwen's face as you're presenting, as you're making the movement to present the book to her, and you feel it. Well, I don't even think you feel it. Gwen, you just see a confused look on Gwen's face as you are holding the book. But you're just like looking at her. I don't think at first you're aware that you're even holding the book.
Io?
Yori's gonna kind of elbow Io a little bit. Like,
Oh shit.
Did you mean to give that to me?
I did. Would I still be able to try and pass it to her, or?
You want to try again?
Sure.
Okay. We'll say another wisdom saving throw. It's a higher DC because you're trying again.
Gotcha. You see him more forcefully. 16 this time.
Okay. With great difficulty. Gwen, you're not a particularly strong person, so I think grip-wise, you've never seen Io have a stronger grip on anything. And I would say, like, with I say with Io like passing it to you with 2 hands, you realize you kind of almost have to like use your forearms to kind of pull it out.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a sense of reluctance in Gwen to do this as well. Not because she doesn't want to help Io or anything like that, but given everything that's happened, she's not sure how this is going to go, but she will eventually pry that book out of Io's hands and stick it in her bag. And I feel like everybody watching sees a look of great distaste on her face for the first time ever holding a book.
Love it.
It-
Things
I'm
have to
sorry.
happen here. Constitution saving throw, Io, and then I'll
Okay.
stop bothering you.
Hey, it's fair.
And Gwen, Constitution saving throw.
19
Yeah.
on my end.
Nice, man.
5.
5. Cool.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Ooh.
The distaste that is obvious upon Gwen's face starts to contort into a pain. Gwen, if you had this pain and you had time to be able to hide it from Io, would you?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a deception check. Yes.
I'm watching this.
Yeah.
That is only a 12, though.
Oof. And that's against my perception, right? Or insight?
It's against your insight.
Gotcha. Well, my insight, I think, is 15, so I think that beats your deception.
Yep.
Gwen,
Math is hard. 16 points of necrotic damage.
16. Cool.
oof. Seeing
It goes
that,
from red to gray.
And just because Alistair kind of put a hand raise on it, I would say that Alistair, you've probably always seen that this book has like a faint magical quality to it. So yeah, there's no reason to roll this. Yeah, you see it like kind of like give a burst of energy for a second and goes back down.
And the book is in your hand right now, or is it?
Book is
Yeah,
in Gwen's hand. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like she hasn't had a chance to put it in her bag yet with
Okay,
the pain and everything.
I'm so sorry. Joe, do whatever he wants here, but when I see that happen, I am going to, I swipe the book and try and knock it out of your hands with my cane.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll look to Io and carry your own damn burden, man. Like,
honestly, Gwen, I did say I'm not gonna let this thing harm you. So if that's how the Geo's gonna play, I wanted to show good faith, but I think Al's right. This is my. Would cross to bear even be a phrase in this universe?
Yes, we'll say.
Okay,
because of Ilmater.
nice.
Those are
It's
pretty
thank you.
ubiquitous.
Thank you for making that lore friendly. I love it. This is my cross to bear, and yeah, if he no fighting this time takes the book and kind of shamefully stores it.
I think Gwen is going to reach out and put like her hand on your arm and just say, "This might be your cross to bear, but we'll help you carry it however we can."
Just if things get too hairy for you, I want y'all to dip out. This ain't worth y'all's lives.
Io, shut up.
You guys know what
Hey.
that pink thing was?
Also,
Yori, what is no Io, hold on. Like, sorry. I'm threatened to kill Siobhan here and you wouldn't let me leave. Yori, are you okay? How are the wings? Are the
They're
wings
great.
working? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
But there was a big pink thing.
Yeah, so could you tell me what's going on right now?
Okay. Yeah.
So everything pinkened, and then the serious voice said some stuff about tapestries and tyranny and truth. And then I think he wanted to be in charge instead of whoever's in charge now, except he was scared of a wombat named Wilbur might stop him. And he said we have to pick a side. He seemed like he didn't like wombats in general or any conscious animals. It seems like a lot. I hope that horse I talked to doesn't get in trouble. Oh, he said if we have questions, we could go to Dwendelver or someone had questions. Oh, and he says he likes knowledge, so you might like that. And something about magic blood. I don't know. My teacher used to say that only people who want to manipulate write speeches, and that nothing in all Imea has only two sides. But I think that was it. I think that was pretty much it.
Strangely, I understood every word. So you heard the voice as well. I didn't hear anything about wombats. Did you all hear this voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah. I think his name is Wilbur, and we're apparently the guy who was talking wants us to find Wilbur and I think do him a mischief, to put it politely.
This guy who can't take down a wombat thinks he's gonna change Amaya, so wouldn't put much stock in his quality.
He still made the whole sky turn pink.
Did we hear the same thing? I didn't hear anything about a wombat. Do we know who this person is?
His name was
Paul.
Tall.
Great, so
Honestly, he sounded like he was really up his own business there.
I will definitely side eye you on that one. Because that's not what I heard. Do those history checks come into play now? Can I make the
check your thingy?
Oh, sweet, there it is. Talk amongst yourselves.
Can you remember word for word what you heard?
Yes.
Can I insight Milani? She's been keeping her eyes on him.
And I think while they have a moment,
26. She's back, baby.
Okay.
nice.
Nalani, what is Siobhan seeing?
Yeah, so above board, can we say that in the conversation I had walking in when we were discussing how you knew, I could have asked, is Emir anywhere with the other people? So
Absolutely.
So I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's seen Nolani relaxed. He's not concerned about Siobhan at all. Seems confused about the conversation that Jory's talking about, and the fact that everybody heard something and he didn't hear anything, and what is worried about what just happened with the book that he just observed with Io, and the damage done to Gwen, and clearly that his friend seems to be changing due to this book.
All right. She's even more pissed off now.
Okay. All right, that's the last thing I'm signing into.
And I think
It was the first thing was a super high roll, so you did really well, and that's why I'm giving you even a hint of something.
And I think just like when we do kind of seize a moment, Io's definitely like, hey man, we really got to talk about what happened with Siobhan. I didn't know you pulled an arrow on her, and I want to hear why you did it, because that can't ever happen again. I don't know if now's the best time, but yeah.
So, do you want us to do this now, Joe?
It's up to you.
It's going to be essentially the repeat of what I just said to Alistair. I'm going to...
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, that, for the record, when I rolled with Alistair, it was perception. It wasn't deception.
Persuasion.
So, persuasion. Sorry, persuasion. So
yeah,
that's what
I don't think you
Nolani
have to roll
thinks
again.
happened. Yeah. So Nolani's going to relay to you that when Siobhan didn't give the book back, he was concerned. She wasn't with us. Suddenly she was there running up the beach. I don't know, like, I want to talk to Siobhan. Was she even at the beach? Has anyone even talked to her?
Shiv was there with us the whole time.
No, I mean the first time. Was that her or was it Emir?
You thought Emmy was involved in this?
Well, I haven't talked to her since then. Did she tell you she was at the beach the first time? Did you ask her?
I mean, I just remember when I ran into Midas. I just remember her and the rest of you all coming to help me together. I never thought it was anyone but Shiv. And
Right. But at the fight before with when Alistair was attacking Siobhan, and then afterwards Timur was there fighting with us, and then he gave a note to Alistair, but it wasn't him at all. It was Emir.
oh, so you're saying you thought
We were
so you're
running down the beach, you and I, and Siobhan wasn't there, and suddenly she was there, and then she wouldn't give the book back to you.
um I
Was
know
was that Emir trying to get the book?
no. In this case,
How do you know?
one, she's still drunk, and trust me, I firmly believe that's her.
No,
Uh,
I know it's her now because Alistair cast a spell to tell that it's her now.
I mean,
okay.
let's point
She did.
let's point out that you're just talking about someone while they're in the
Who's
group.
right there? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
She
Well,
is just smelling bullshit in this story.
okay.
Well, she's
Do you
still
respond?
shitting.
Do you respond in any way as your I mean, there's a part of you that's being questioned based on your realness or you being somewhere. I gotta imagine there's some sort of emotional reaction to that.
Yeah, she's offended, and upset, and she's staring at, I'm guessing, Nolani's back, wherever he is, and she's just gonna speak up. I was there, and I don't know how to prove I'm me. You know what I am. We know what he is. There's no way for me to prove it to you. So what do you want from me?
I don't know. I think we need to figure that out. I mean, just a couple minutes ago, Alistair didn't know whether I was me or I was Emir, and he readied a spell against me.
Listen, everyone. I mean, if you can't tell by now, we've got to figure this out. Emir has shackled us in a way that we can't understand what's going on. We can't trust each other. We have enough things going on without trusting each other. We need to be
Yeah.
open and transparent with each other, and we need to figure out some way to identify each other.
And we have to do that in a way that somebody is going to be on their own at some point. We can't always be together all the time. So we need to figure that out. Alistair's right.
Can
Mm.
he can look like everybody, right? But can he act like everybody?
pretty
can.
convincing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Haven't
But
you
we-
been around each other for a long time?
But we know, and
I lived
Yori's
next
right
to-
here. We know he can't take our memories. We know that he doesn't know
That's
things.
not necessarily true. I have lived along Remy for years, and he became Remy. He knew she was pregnant. She hadn't told anyone. He knew about Remy and Mai's relationship. he he knows things.
This is we retcon some of that, but not all of it. And at least the first part that Kiki said is true. So in this moment, as you guys are like consciously like really like thinking about, because I think that's a really good question. Can he match our actions, right? Can he match exactly how we act? I would like there's no other way to do this. I would like history check from Alistair, Siobhan, who else has seen Amir?
I'm
Does-
Has
sorry.
Alistair seen a mirror?
I haven't seen a mirror.
Only Nalani and
yeah,
Siobhan
yes,
I
you
have.
have.
think I've
I
only
have-
seen him in a
yeah,
memory.
Yeah.
Technically, I've
you-
seen them when I've peered into the guard's mind.
Yeah.
You've seen him in the memory too.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I've
So
seen
what
him
I'm
in
saying
memory.
is, I'm sorry. That was absolutely the wrong way to say this. Who has actively seen and taken a part of a scene that where Amir is acting as someone else that they know?
Just Nalani and
I
I.
didn't know him.
No,
Mhm.
was he in our scene? Was he acting like someone else?
He was
he
acting
would-
like the old lady.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you're right.
Mhm.
You're right.
Mhm.
So we'll say Nalani, Alistair, and Siobhan. Roll history checks.
Yeah, and I saw Timur, but I had only been around him for like a day at that point, so I don't think
No,
I really
not
know him well
Timur,
enough to-
Imur.
No,
different
but
guy.
the
Timur
time
would
when
be-
Amir was
Timir.
Yeah,
Everybody
I saw
saw
that. I
that.
saw him do that, have it pass the note, but I wouldn't know him well enough to know.
The
if
names
he's
are
acting
too
like-
close.
That's why. I know. I'm
Timur?
sorry. Well,
Amir.
it's
I've got them both written
be.
down because I've switched so much.
You know what? Timur's dead. Let's just say that. No, I'm just kidding.
17.
17. Okay.
I have
14.
a
Timur.
plus 0, so.
That's right.
14. Cool. And so some of you have seen in passing, right, the separation of what Amir has looked like in passing of that. So we were kind of talking about actively in a scene, right? So Yori mentioned like I also saw Timur, but you weren't like actively watching. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You were technically actively watching. So
Yeah.
for fun, history check with disadvantage because you wouldn't have known Timur very long.
I have a really good score on that.
Yeah, you were the one that noticed originally.
Right, I was
him
paying
coming out of
attention
the
to him
woods.
passing the note.
Right.
Solid 8.
Killing it. Awesome. Okay, so we got a 25, a 17. What did Nalani make?
14.
14. Cool. This is actually probably pretty good because you guys have spent time with Sephira? Is that what I said?
Yes.
Mhm.
I remember. It's a Sephirem. That's what it was.
Mhm.
You guys spent some time with Sephirem, but only days, and it was only in passing. So I will say, with a 17 to 14, that is not enough to really be able to tell if there was a big difference. For Alistair with the 25.
What about Remy? Because I saw him as Remy too. That doesn't make a
Yes, you
difference.
did.
I've known her for years.
Yes, you did. Good. Would you get a 17?
Hmm.
Okay, I'll roll for it.
Almost as good as I can do. I have a plus 0 on history.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And I've been rolling like garbage. So let's take from this end. Timur. When you're looking at Timur, Alistair, what are things that you imagine you're immediately focusing on and paying attention to? And Siobhan, be ready for the same question.
His stature, I think. His stature and then his ability to almost disappear, but not magically, because I don't think Gloomstalker is a magic thing. They just do it.
Oh, that's a very good point. Because you guys were far enough away where I think the sort of dark shadowiness to him came back. Thinking about it, I will say, and not trying to just play into your spots, but both of them are really good instances of things that wouldn't have happened in the fake version of Timur. For Timur, you thinking back now, you think Timur did walk a little taller in that moment, and you notice more green than you really think again. And I think in your way, you literally just, I think you just like you just like go back to that spot and literally see that scene in your mind's eye, and you notice that. So you like as you come back to the group, you remember that. Siobhan, same question.
So for Remy, definitely like her smile, her personality. She's also like very, very well known in the community, and we were in the marketplace.
Hmm.
Uh,
I think that's what would have made it more difficult, right? Because
Mhm.
no one else seemed to be reacting oddly around her. But what I think you would have noticed with a 17, because it was close to what I rolled. Thinking about it, it's not enough to be like able to rely on, but you do remember Remy's smile seeming a little bit more fixed and less warm, which is not a lot on purpose, because I would say Amir has seen Remy a lot. And there you go. So both of you just like kind of like, and just like come back to that as you're all in the midst of conversation.
When that happens, my head snaps to Shaban. He's like you. He's like you. He can he has a tell. You can so
I have
everybody
a tell.
yeah you have a tell. Yeah. Hold on. Look, everybody, stop. I'm sorry. Look at Siobhan. So you see her chin? She it's not because she's prim and proper. Your chin. You actually should probably work on this. But if you know, can you? I'm so sorry to ask this. But
I'm
you
too
know,
drunk for this. What are you saying?
can you be a changeling for a second? Can you go to your normal? Look like
I'm gonna
yourself.
look around the beach to see if there's other people on this beach.
Lives are at stake.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, there it is. That's a 6 plus 3, a 9.
Okay, cool.
9.
You do see. Okay, that's great. A 9. Okay, cool. You're actively looking around. You see, there's a figure a little bit like ways off, probably maybe like say about 350 feet. Really small in stature. That's all you can see. Pretty much a blur.
She's gonna quickly shift.
Look.
Can you
Okay.
change your face?
Wait, hold on. Look, everyone. Look. You see, look, and I will like literally like walk up and be like on their chin. Here. It's right here. Right? And
You know what a chin is, Alistair. What are you trying to say?
look
What about her hair?
She's like, he's
Stop,
got his
look.
hand right here, just like.
Yeah, just stop. But look at the level of her head. Like look where it's just look. All right, now go back to your whatever. Do you Kara,
Yeah, imagine he's like this and
Siobhan.
she tilts her head back
Doesn't
a
your
little.
hair stay with a white streak no matter who you change into now?
That's
Yes.
that's true.
Yes, that's
which
true.
is very confusing for the actual tell. Yeah.
But and
I
see
think
and,
this is
and
definitely a better tell.
it's just I imagine it is extremely imperceptible
Yes.
to everyone else. I'm like, see, look, he has the same thing.
feel
Amir,
like-
Just judging by the hair.
I feel like Gwen puts her glasses on and goes up and is like peering at trying to see what Alistair is talking about.
Let
You're
me
right.
see.
Yori, he doesn't have hair, so that won't work. Okay? Look at the chin.
Oh, okay.
Right? You guys see this, right? This is how you can tell.
Alistair, I think you're the only one who can see whatever it is that you're seeing.
Alistair, are you sure you didn't drink as well?
Ah, it's not made up. Look, right here. Like, it's not.
As
Maybe we should just
Alistair-
have code words.
Alistair continuously tries to convince the whole party, like it's so clear. I think so the way that I'm thinking about it, you guys are coming from, so you guys are facing the city, besides Alistair and Nalani, unless you've like moved in the group in there. So there's how it fits in my mind. So Io, roll me a perception check.
Okay. for 14.
14, cool. It is really far away, but you feel like you recognize the figure that's like 350 feet away. You see them, they're kind of like, after you notice you notice them, you're kind of like watching their movements, and it is you see them like kind of just like kicking sand and walking. It almost seems like a pacing, like a slow but trying to not look obvious pacing back and forth.
Hey, y'all seeing this right now? What's going on with? Can I see from 350 feet away if they look male, female, build type?
You just managed to get over the like. They seem small.
I'm gonna
Wait a
just fly over
second.
there immediately, just to see.
Okay.
Everyone's curious. I'm just gonna fly there to see.
You got it. Okay, cool.
Ron's like,
so you.
what do I do with a drunk guy tied up?
Are you sure that guy's not dead?
Yori flies off. Hold on 1 second. Yori, you get about within 100 feet when you hear an audible scream from the small halfling girl that you were flying towards. And you see her just start to kind of try to take off running. You see her kind of like slip and like fall face first into the sand, and then just continue to kind of run. You'll easily gain on her.
Yeah, he's gonna just try to catch up. Just going, wait, I'm nice. Wait, who are you?
Cool. I believe we determined that Quirm has green hair, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. You see a small halfling girl, really like shaggy hair. It's oddly similar to yours. It's like kind of just a little bit over into this like this mop that probably is hanging just a little bit longer. You see she is dressed in like a just a really simple like tunic that's just like a very much has that like potato sack sort of looking material. You see her kind of like turn and look up at you with just a face full of sand, as she's just shouting, "No, don't! I surrender!"
Now, Io did mention a girl previously, but I don't remember if he described her at all.
I think
Remember,
the only thing that Io said is that it kind of looks like you. She kind of looks like you.
That's correct.
Did you say green hair?
I did.
Okay, great. So yeah, so there you go. That's a pretty distinguishing quality.
Okay, I'm gonna use the Druidcraft cantrip to look around for like a flower or something and just make it bloom in a very like direct kind of try to friendly gesture. Like, look, I can do this. Do you know a guy? He's like, do you know Io?
Can you? Let's
I'll
say this.
put these away.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
16? Okay, cool. I'm fuck this die, dude. Unbelievable. I mean, it's okay. That's honestly, I wanted it to be low, but
I feel for you, Joe.
dude, so nuts. It's never been above a 10, or except for, yeah, almost 10. So you see her kind of like you make that sort of shape of the flower, and yeah, you hear her go like, could you we could be the same height if you just.
Yeah, sorry, and yeah, I'll fly down and then like kind of put my wings behind me.
Cool, awesome.
Oh,
As you put
I'm
your
Yori.
wings behind you, you notice that she is she's probably about maybe 6 inches taller than you. So you see. Okay, are you with Io?
Yeah, I'm friends with Io. He mentioned someone like you. I think he said we were the same height. And Yori's gonna stand up on his tippy toes. So I think he's right. It's similar.
You see her also stand up on her tippy toes. I don't know. Okay.
Start to come out, and then like for a second.
She goes. Did he mention me? Did he mention that he had something for me?
I don't think so. I think he said he was looking for you, but he's right over there.
Is he busy?
No. He's fine. Nothing. They're just talking.
Okay, great. You fly really fast.
Thanks. I just got him.
What?
The wings. Well, I mean, I had them, but they didn't work, and now they work. But
Oh yeah, is Fenrir running behind you?
yeah, trying to catch up. Yeah, it was that happens with pets.
I'll just see this giant battle sheet.
Once again, screaming, like turns to run away, but we'll play it up. Oh, okay. We could get there probably quicker. And she kind of puts her hands up in a space of
Carry me.
Yeah.
I've
never flew before.
Okay, I've never carried anyone, so we'll see how this goes.
Cool.
I'll try to pick her up and fly with it. I don't know how that mechanic works.
Not great.
Give it a shot.
Not great. So we'll say you have I probably have a different a decent athletics. So give me an athletics check, but I'll say with disadvantage for so many reasons.
Okay, that's a 12.
Cool.
If I'm having any trouble, what I'm gonna do is just sort of flomp her over Fenrir, and then Fenrir can carry her the rest of the way.
So it's like she's flying, but you've slowed down your flight. Yeah. Wow, this is not as cool as I thought it would be. And yeah, so the spectacle that you all see coming towards you as you see as I'd say about halfway there, you see a halfling girl with green hair, who is definitely has an annoyed look on her face, because she thought that this would be
cooler.
Interesting.
Also, just being buffeted with wind from down.
No. So of all the things, I rolled a nat 20 on the DC of this. So you doing that just makes it worse. So you see the halfling girl come to you. We'll say, what do you shout out before we go to break?
Very discreetly, he just whispers to Gwen, "Hey, do something safe with Midas. She don't need to see this. Wormy!"
Awesome, fantastic. And with that, we will go to 10 minutes break. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
So as we are pulling ourselves back into uh, the scene, um, I'd like to kind of move time forward a little bit because I think there's a space here where we're on the beach with this unconscious person having a all out uh, thing. So what I think would be best. Let's talk about what happens with Midas. What do you guys think you do with Midas?
Siobhan will let anybody but Nilani and Io near him.
Okay.
So if
cool.
Gwen and Alistair or Yori want to do anything with him, they can.
Cool. We'll assume as a group, what do you guys want to do with Midas?
Guys, I no stake in his claim, so whatever you guys want to do, I'm down.
So you could bring him back to the bar. You could
Leave him on the beach.
You could just leave him on the beach.
I think Gwen's going to say we need to keep him as far from Io as we can. Do you think?
Cool.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'd also say, if possible, if his crew is still anywhere near him, or anyone who might know where they are, put him with them. At least somebody
Maybe
who
we
cares
should
about
bring him back to the bar and just say we found him lying out here and ask that, I don't know, there has to be some sort of authorities, well, not authorities, but people who know the comings and goings of different crews. We could hand him over to them and ask that they see that he get back to his crew.
Weird thing, you guys do know the sheriff. The sheriff now does not know you, but you do know Barty High Tide.
How about we go ahead and I think Io would something just jogs his memory. Is like, hey, that sheriff who came and found us. I know he probably isn't gonna remember us, but I mean, people here are easygoing. They like to make sure things kind of stay peaceful and safe. Let's try and see if we can introduce ourselves to Barty again and try and see if he can find Midas somewhere safe.
Yeah, and I think that we keep our involvement minimal. We just play the concerned citizens and let them take it from there. And I don't think it has to be all of us.
Agreed.
It should be at least two of us. And by two of us, I mean two of y'all, Kane.
So we're leaving him here untied because I can't carry him very far, and I looking around. Don't think any of us really can.
Hey, little girl, can you go get the sheriff and bring him here? Now.
Please.
Looks at Io and is no insight check required. Io. Gorm doesn't do anything for free.
Oh, by the way, guys, this is Squirmy. This is the reason why got something for you, kiddo. It's been great to see you. And you asked me to bring you something cool. Hey, Nene, come over here real quick.
Is this what you brought me? I know him.
No. I know you know Nene. So, I got
Is he mine now?
No. Wait.
Okay.
Then he's reaching in his satchel. He pulls out this long wyvern tooth, and he's like, "For services rendered, I got you something that proof that you helped the heroes who slew the mother of the mountain. Hey Nene, make this look all special and stuff with your druid who's he what's it."
I think Nilani just looks at you blankly as
Yeah.
Nilani does not have that spell.
I don't know. What? Huh?
I thought you could make flowers and other you know, Al, can you make this look special?
No.
This-
Okay.
Gwen will make it look clean.
Okay.
Okay, that
This is
This
real.
is-
Okay. So you didn't wrap it. You didn't have time to wrap it.
Yeah.
Fairy fire.
I'll make it sparkle with
I cast fairy
prestidigitation.
fire on
Okay,
the
all right,
whole
cool.
area centered on the tooth.
Everybody's got advantage on everybody else.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
So we'll say the sparkle, prestidigitation, things like that. Okay. Wow. Okay. What is it?
So, you see, what me and my companions did, we went deep into the maws of the mountain and slew this great cave wyvern. Basically,
Okay.
it's basically a dragon. So we killed a dragon. I killed a
This is
dragon.
a dragon tooth.
Yes, it's a real dragon tooth.
Wow.
Isn't it like basically her size?
It's well, like I think the way she's holding it would probably be about this, and for most of you, it's like that, right? So it's like
Yeah.
because it's not huge, but it's definitely
Right.
yeah. Just, wow, this is bigger than my head.
Keep it safe. Don't tell anyone this. Well, don't tell anyone the truth, but tell them that it's cursed. If they try to steal it, they're gonna be haunted until their dying days.
Okay, what are you keeping this a secret from everybody else? Why are you? Can
It's-
they not know?
It's well, no, all you guys can know. I just want
It's
'cause you-
it's a perfectly normal dragon tooth.
that's cursed. That's cursed. It's very cursed.
That's no wait, yep, sorry, shit. I mean,
Hey,
you did hear that.
you are 5
Uh,
years too young to be using that kind of language, little lady.
Uh, okay.
But the thing is worth like a lot of money, so I don't want someone stealing it from you because you're kind of small and kind of an easy target. So just let them know that it's cursed.
I could put it on a stick and make it be my sword.
You could probably hold up to that, but try and keep it safe. But with
My
that,
cursed sword.
yes, cursed sword, the fang of the mother's tooth, the mother's tooth. Oh, also, do you want to know who assisted me with a killing blow? Ah, that's Shiv over there. She loves doing things for kids.
She looks pissed.
Another child, IL. Interesting.
What?
I'm 8.5.
I know you're not a
Yes.
child. I'm just saying, don't you like kids?
Oh, I do. I just don't like them in dangerous situations like ours.
Okay, hey Gwormy, can you do me a solid?
Yeah,
can
you
go-
need me to get the sheriff,
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Stupid Face. Yep, I'll get him.
Please get Mr. Stupid Face.
Okay.
We need to help. We need to help out our fellow citizen.
And because he's stupid face, could you just tell him we weren't here and you found him on the beach and we won't be here when you get back?
Yeah, that.
Looks at Io.
We didn't do anything. The guy needs help. That's all I'm gonna tell you, kiddo.
Oh, she doesn't give a shit about the guy.
Oh, come on. That thing is worth like. Fine.
Siobhan's gonna stand up and pull the primrose that she broke off her dagger. I imagine it's very beautiful and well constructed.
Yeah. Okay. What can I do with that?
You could sell it. You could use it as a pretty decor in your bedroom.
You said I
I
could
You
sell
could
it.
attach it to. You could if you'd like.
bedroom.
That-
That's funny. That's funny. Persuasion check.
That thing is one of a kind. That's priceless.
Persuasion is a +3, so that's 17.
17. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's okay. Yeah, bedroom. Great. You said I could sell this, and just takes it from you. Okay. All right. You got. Was I interrupted something?
A little bit of friendship bonding, but it's
Oh, okay.
it's a work in progress.
That sounds gross. I will be. So I'm telling them that there is a dead body on the beach. And
No,
come
no,
get
no,
it.
no,
He's
no,
just
no, no, no,
sleeping.
not dead, not dead. He's sleeping. He's very drunk and
I'm 8 years old. I can know when you can say
8 and a
dead.
half.
He
Yeah,
passed
right.
out because he drank too much.
and he's
That's right.
very-
Even more on point. I'm 8.5.
Point is, he's not dead. He's very drunk and very aggressively drunk at that, and really needs some friends and help.
You want me to be his friend?
No,
No, people
absolutely
his own
not.
age need to be his friend. His
Okay.
his crew. Crap.
I will say, when you said you want me to be his friend, Gorby starts to make the same expression that she always makes to you, and that, like, immediately, like, I'll be his friend if you want to pay me something for it. But yeah, no. It goes. Okay. Get Mr. Stupid Face. Don't know you guys. Don't search me. I have a cursed tooth on me. Got it. Okay. Ooh, okay. I guess we could do this here. Aya, when you grabbed the tooth, where is the book?
The book is back in my satchel. I'd imagine it's on my keep it on my right hand side.
Okay. So it's in your satchel.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, cool. So you had to reach into the satchel to get the book, right?
I was actually kind of thinking like it would be like on my hip and kind of like its own little personal book satchel, and then I have like a little pouch like on the back that I kind
Okay.
of like, store
Holster.
things in.
So you have actually this is a good point. Is it a book holster or is it a
Yeah.
book satchel?
Book holster is what I'm thinking.
So the cover is seen.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Cool. I already rolled this. Why am I rolling again? She goes, where'd you get that?
Kiddo, that's a long story, and I'll tell you some other time.
I'll give you this Plim Pros for it.
No. That's not what we're doing. This thing is actually, I know it's a book, but it's kind of like super dangerous, and my friend that you said looks kind of grumpy might actually kill me if I give you more information on this kind of thing.
Okay, but I might have some information as she slowly walks away from me.
God. Literally, I think he's gonna look to Gwen on this because he feels like, I don't know, what should I do? Should I take the bait? He's saying this psychically, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll an insight check on a little girl?
You certainly can if you want. She's walking very slowly.
I'm gonna do the same thing if I can.
Yeah, I rolled a 0.
Okay, cool. Yeah, please roll an insight check.
I have a 10.
10? Cool. How long do you think you've spent here, Isle, in Celeste?
In
For?
Celeste, I would say I'm thinking at minimum a month. Minimum.
A month?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I'm thinking
I'll allow it then. Roll with advantage.
Okay.
10's not going to do it, but...
Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. How about a 15?
15 will do it. She never lies to you straight out. I would say with a 15, her interest in that book, her eyes weren't looking at. I'm trying to think of how to put this. Her eyes were looking specifically at the cover.
Okay.
I think Gwen would just think back to you. Let's try not to get this little girl in any trouble. Any danger.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Dan the player is torn on what I was gonna do here, so let the dice.
Well, I'm a little confused on. So she said that she has information for you, not that she's wanting it, unless you think that she wants the book for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gwen is just thinking sort of at him. Let's try not to draw in an 8.5-year-old into any of this very dangerous situation, even if she's got information.
Sure. Yeah. I will say that's different, and I am not trying to railroad or force anything here, but I think it's different than hearing information.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I think with that, and with my roll. All right, Gwen, I hear you. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a little bit of information from her, but I'm not gonna pry too deep. I'm not gonna ask too many questions. All right, Gormy, you got me.
Yes.
Here is a mage flower. It's mostly lost its punch, I think. If someone tries to attack you, you can try and do something with it. Does this get me?
Io, do you remember what happened when you touched it? You were
Yeah, a little ice just shot
you're
up.
above average intelligence. You can't give that to an 8.5-year-old.
Okay.
Hey, I'm 8.5.
I said 8.5. I heard you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
He can't give that to he can't give that to anyone that's not. He can't give that to anyone.
3 silvers, Gormy. Does that give
5.
me information?
5.
4.
6.
What's your most favorite thing in the whole world?
We're talking about it.
Siobhan's gonna flip her a gold coin.
Okay.
One of Alistair's gold coins.
Okay, cool. She catches it with a sleight of hand that is surprising. Pockets it instantly, and goes, "I've seen that thing before."
Okay, where?
In the forest.
You
Pointing
mean
to the book or the cover? Is it like
No,
a picture
not
on the cover of the book?
Not the book, the thing on the cover.
Wait, you talking
The like
about?
dragon-like thing on the cover.
Oh, the forest?
Yep.
And no one else saw this as well.
Looks over at Siobhan, who flipped her the gold coin. Kind of like does like one of these. It was a statue.
Oh, interesting.
I could
Well,
break you there.
Insight. Can I insight this little girl now?
Absolutely.
Ooh, that's a 19 plus 6, 25.
25. When she looked over at you, she was trying to decide how much information she wants to give you based on the amount that you've given her, recognizing that it was way above what she was asking for. She conceded. She's telling the truth.
Okay.
I don't want you to bring me there, but Because again, this thing is very dangerous. But do you mind if I jump inside your head with that? Because I mean, a gold coin gets you an awful lot.
You gotta jump inside my head?
Not physically. I can see what's in your brain space if you let me. It won't hurt
You-
or anything. I promise.
Looks over at Siobhan, who did give her a gold. Okay, and then just like winces, like,
All right. And then in that case, you see his eyes start to do like the mitosis thing as he's using detect thoughts.
okay, cool. You I think the surface thoughts you hear is I'm trying to think of what would be, or what an 8.5 roll would I
She'd be thinking, I have a really cool sword. I want to go play.
yeah, I think she's pretty dang smart. So you're probably hearing things like uh man, I would say probably hearing things like um basically about the party sizing everyone up in a space of recognizing weaknesses. Um, cool. And I'd say most of it is not entirely. Most of it is like just guesses, except for Alistair. Alistair, she thinks in her head. You hear the surface thought in her head. Just basically, he likes being right no matter what. She doesn't recognize that you're in her head, so she's still wincing and still like, so you can probe deeper.
Okay, definitely probing deeper.
Cool. Probing deeper at this point, it's a little bit of a stretch with the tech thoughts, I believe, but I will give you this. You see visions of an area that looks to be north of here, through the forest. You see a depiction of like green hair among the eyes, looking through at a interesting and probably rudimentary sort of depiction of your patron atop essentially like an altar that is about maybe 10 feet off the ground with steps leading up to it.
Gotcha. And then I think he's just asking like questions. It's like, okay, so how far out is this? Dangers along the way, or just
Cool.
little things that kind of better paint that picture.
Yeah, we can push that forward. I would say you surmise with that it is about an hour north of here.
Okay.
And
then,
you also I was sorry. I would say you also notice that it is specifically bright outside.
Okay. And then I think as I'm kind of like ending this probe, do I have like a pretty good approximation of where this is now?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say yeah. I'd say I'd still make you roll a survival check, but it's a low DC.
Okay.
To get there.
Okay. And then I think just from there, I'm just like, so Wormit, what did you do that made you end up in kind of an area like this? It seems kind of out of the way.
I don't know, just looking around, get bored. I've been here for 8.5 years.
And
Are you dad?
I am, but I was just wondering,
okay.
Don't your folks ever go looking for you or anything?
You recognize that this is the first time you asked about her folks. You see her just give you a look of. We'll keep kind of the same sort of like inside check of things. You give her a. You see her kind of give a very stone faced look back at you and go, "No."
Oh. Well, you know what? Here, take a couple more on me. Gives her the 6 silver pieces.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, just responds. Thank you. Okay. Should you be dispersed now, or are you going to be with the dead body?
We're again. He's sleeping. He really is sleeping. I mean,
Right. Yep.
You can-
Sleepy.
you
But
can-
I got it.
no. If you look over there, you'll see his chest moving up and down because he's breathing.
I can't. There's an alpha sitting on it.
Shit,
He's in
you can-
Kara's form right now.
Oh, sorry.
Mm.
So there's a human sitting on it. Apologies. It's
Shiv,
gonna be hard.
Can you not sit on him? I think he's not going anywhere.
Every time he says Shiv, she glares at him like, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay, so we ain't friends no more. Okay.
Kara.
Kara, yeah. Kara. I'm really sorry, but could you
You
please
guys are
not sit on the guy?
you guys are weird. Okay,
Would
I'm
lady
gonna.
please get the sheriff and allow justice to be served?
Yes.
Okay.
Please. And kid, I want you to do what makes yourself happy. You deserve to have a good life. You're a good kid.
Okay, and then just walks off. Cool. So are you guys like? This is the weird part. Are you guys leaving the body?
Untying him and going back to the hotel as quickly as possible, I think.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Got it.
Yeah.
Just making
Okay.
sure, like, before we leave, I'll make sure he's not dying. Just unconscious.
Cool. You got it. Yeah.
We
No
put him on
medical
his
check required.
side, so if he starts vomiting up, he won't.
The
choke.
rescue
course.
position, yeah.
Yeah.
We also have
Absolutely.
morphine, guys. I could just douse it.
So we'll say with that we cut to later on. So we'll say it's not very far later on. You make it to Mistelia's bar. I will say I have no specific RP for this moment of that, but actually no, I do. I apologize. So as soon as you guys come into the bar, assumingly from the back door, you see Collis like get up with a start as Timur is also there and kind of like looks over at the side and sees you. Collis makes a beeline for you guys and goes, okay, so I assume you heard it too, right? We all heard it in the bar. So what did you hear? You know what I'm talking about?
Happened.
That
Yes,
happened.
That happened.
Yeah.
Okay. What the hold on. Smiles at Mistelia, who's like just watching, like politely, like also seems concerned, and like moves over to the side, not far enough for Mistelia really to not hear, but like kind of makes a motion towards it. And we'll say probably just I think probably just kind of like leans into Kara. Okay, so what the fuck was that? Was that you guys? Was that
No,
us?
that was something I think beyond our powers. And I don't think that message was meant for us, but for more powerful people. I don't know how much credit I leave to a man who cannot take on a wombat, but clearly he's powerful
Yeah.
enough to send a message around the world.
Yeah, that's
I
a
would
good that's a good point.
If you see sentient wombats, steer clear of them, and you should be fine.
Like if they're staring at me longer than normal.
Yeah, I would probably leave.
Okay, got it. kind of speaks up a little bit. Oh, I haven't seen you guys in forever. You guys will have a drink and talk about anything else before we have to
think-
leave?
What did you pick up for the Ludus that required the empty crates?
I don't know. So you take a seat. You guys like to have a lot of conversations standing up in the middle of places. Can we sit down?
Yes, yes. Of course.
Of course. we can.
So
She's gonna
moving
notably sit down near Tamir and Kellis, trying to keep an eye on Delani still.
got it. Cool. Awesome. It's what Collis explains to you is something that you can see, and I'll say specifically just looking towards Alistair on this, but everybody could probably hear and see his reactions to this. He seems frustrated and annoyed. The stuff that was brought back is there was brought in is that there were a couple of like he would probably call them textbooks, and then just kind of makes a shape for them, which is that's definitely smaller than a textbook. And says there was some like fruits and bananas and things like that they don't really have in Ariscar. But nothing really of note in his eyes. And he definitely, I'll say just for the sake of time, no insight check required. He's being honest and just really like is annoyed. Like it's a weird way to end this part of the trip. So
Yeah, like I told you, man, it's the bureaucracy. Sorry about that.
yeah, no, and yeah, I guess so. I mean, apparently you have to be a genius to not be sent on a stupid fucking yeah. Anyways, listen, so Tamara and I have been conversing, and you see at this point, Alistair, Tamara has been kind of like staring at you like behind his drink, not in a like dagger sort of way at all, just staring. They're expressionless. And you see Tamur, as Collis is saying this, Tamur kind of just looks at you and just does this, which from your basic sign language of picking up means I'm sorry.
I'll respond in kind and add I was wrong. And
Looks at Kara with a glance, Kara, that I think you get the idea that he wants to say something.
I'll message him. What's up?
If it makes a difference to tell him, I was more apologizing for the situation that would bring him to assume that of me, not of the actions.
Would you like me to tell him now or in private?
No. Think of it. Just tell him later, or don't tell him.
She's gonna smile. Oh no, she's not gonna do that. She'll save that for later. I was about to message him. That would have been bad.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. So there is, I would say, probably a round of drinks around you all. As it is, ironically, it's weird to say, but it is still pretty early in the day. So we'll say it's going to be about noon when they're going to have to leave, which is coming up very soon.
Mm-hmm. That's fine, because I think we discussed we all want to take a nap before we go see the satyr tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, absolutely.
Because we haven't long rested in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll say for this time, is there anything that you guys is there anything like you want to say in conversation, uh, in front of Collis and Tamur, uh, you know, at this? So we'll say you got about maybe probably about 20 minutes of conversation, but they sincerely want to just talk to you guys, and you can tell that they're like avoiding. Collis is going to mention a couple times, bring up the voice in a way that is not tactful at all, but trying to kind of make it like it's like the voice we heard an hour ago. It's kind of like that, and like he was talking about like how ripe the bananas were or something.
You heard the thing about the wombat?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I thought they were all joking.
Hollis, do you know something more about this tall?
Me? Nope. I was kind of hoping you guys knew.
No.
Well,
Tamur also shakes his head.
honestly, no. Never heard of any. I mean, clearly he used some kind of magic, but he ain't goes Ludi. Um,
Unless he's using a false name.
I wonder if they heard of the Ludus. How far do you think this thing goes?
I have no idea.
wait a second. Hey, Al, I got an idea that we might need to talk a little bit later because I'm curious about something. But
I mean, we're here. I mean,
Yeah, that was. I mean, I'm one to also be rude, but that was kind of rude.
true. I really do apologize.
It's fine.
But I'm just.
It's-
I mean, I didn't hear this part about the wombat. But I mean, I guess I just
Were you sleeping?
No, I don't know. But I guess what I'm saying is what I did hear. I mean, like
He
all of us, you're here on this trip, man. Like they sent you here for bananas and apples. You could have died
Okay.
several times, right? And they didn't
Thank
tell
you. Yeah, I wasn't
Right.
gonna say anything, but right, like that's I mean, it's ominous and creepy and like weird, but like, I mean, the ominous, scary pink voice, I mean, does have a point, right? Right,
I mean,
like looks around awkwardly at everybody.
Trading one tyranny for another is always a great course of action.
hey, but I mean, I didn't hear him say anything about tyranny. And listen, maybe the approach is wrong, but the sentiment isn't. Look at you are scared to be you. You know this. We you know that all of us know what they say about Kara. And Io
Nice.
and Gwen
remember,
and I mean, look at Yori. I mean, we've all felt this. You guys can't tell me that that's a bad thing.
honestly, Al, the more I think about it, I don't know. Something about that guy I don't know. Something about him rubbed me the way. But remember L? Remember Vox and his whole deal?
Yes.
Wonder if they're connected.
Connected to what? His people were run out by the same people that we're talking about now.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. But remember, we also made some. I'm saying stuff out.
Do you want me to leave? Do you want me to?
No, you
No,
don't
no,
need
no,
to
no.
leave.
I-
You do
no,
not
you-
need to
you-
leave. You should stay
You
here.
belong here. It's
Okay.
just,
I have seen. No.
I just want to make sure
I
I'm keeping
don't
people
think it's
safe,
connected.
so I'm being kind of careful what I'm talking about. That's all.
I mean,
I'm just
listen. Look, I'm sorry, Callus. I'm struggling to understand a friend of mine who understands what we went through. Who
yeah.
you're telling me you disagree with like Thana? I think I've heard like she's a horrible teacher, and she never told all of us the truth, and they hide things from us at the school. Like,
Yeah.
come on, and Callus here. They sent him on a mission.
Yep.
Look, how many times did we almost die for
Uh,
apples?
called us, but yeah, yep. What he
Yeah,
said.
yeah. Well, we didn't spend that much time together. Um,
Oh, okay.
And our city was built on the graves of innocent people that are
by the
gone now.
by the people we're talking, Gwen, by the people we're talking about right now. Why would you not want to do something about that? Listen, we can talk about the
I'm
creepy
not
guy, but
saying that we don't agree with you, but this guy, you,
He,
I don't
again,
know. I'm with Kara. He was, there's just something not right about it.
Sure.
I think ultimately what people honestly, I'm somewhere in the middle because I agree with Al in the sense that no, what the guy was saying was right, but that's also just like what Carr was saying. That's how tyrants operate. They they know how to twist the knife in just the right spot to incentivize people to commit all manner of atrocities. And
He said a lot of pretty words, but he didn't give any actionable steps or any solutions to what will take the place of the so-called oppressors. I feel like he is giving empty promises for a better world with nothing to back it up.
Yeah,
And
that
also,
makes sense. I mean,
if he
No,
can't
Collis.
take on a wombat by himself,
I
I
mean,
don't care that he can talk to the whole world. It's a wombat.
what if wombats code for something? Like, what if in
Then that would be
reality?
wholly unhelpful to announce that to the world.
I feel like you guys are really Collis, right? You're with me. Like, if you get rid of the creepy voice, which it was creepy, but the message. I mean, you're
I mean, Champions of Liberation's got a nice ring to it.
right, and I think it's pretty clear that he said we would be the ones that could set the new rules where everyone was. They wouldn't have to go through what we went through. They wouldn't be sent almost to die for fruit. It's gonna
How
be
do you
rotten by
know?
the time he gets
so
back.
Alistair, just
Yeah.
ask yourself, if something is too good to be true, what are they hiding?
Hey, Gwen, ask yourself this. We know this is going to happen, so why not? Um, maybe we should beat him to the punch.
I
I guess
I'm not.
but the thing we got to think about is whenever someone starts a war, people who wanted nothing to do with it get involved with. Do you think you could live with a city of people being raised because of your actions?
Yeah, I could raise. I mean,
Raise means kill, basically everybody.
no, it doesn't.
N- I'm not talking about raise like you raise up, like you sit up. I'm talking about raised as in you burn down a city, lighting
I'm
it
just
on fire.
saying. Okay? Well, just speak with all right. Yeah, you're right.
And I mean, I'm saying this kind of from, I guess, my personal experience with this curse of mine. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that we got to consider. Joining a liberation movement, that's a big jump.
And like I said to you, Io earlier, where are the terms and conditions?
Mm-hmm.
Io, you talk about people dying in a war. Dude, they're already killing us. They're already killing the people like us. We're already dying, and all of us are standing here doing what about it?
I thought we were going to rescue my daughter and your professor, but if you want to go fight a liberation war now,
We can do both.
What do you do? I mean, we have the things in front of us, but I don't feel like he mentioned anything specific except for look for wombats. So unless we're gonna go out in the woods and look for furry creatures, there's not much. I mean, I don't, I don't like. Well, at least I didn't like two of the cities that I've been to, and Snorri never liked civilization at all. But you know, what step do you take that follows the words of that guy? Like, we have the things in front of us, we can do those, and then if it comes to a point where we need to make a choice, we can make a choice then. But we don't have to pick a side right now. It doesn't have to just be do what the guy says or not.
Also, I mean, Yori has the right of it. On top of that, we already got enough shit on our plate.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, the last thing he said made a lot of sense to me. There's some weird stuff going on in here and here. I mean, I had like black roots shooting out of my hands and feet at one point. I mean, and you couldn't explain it. There's the smartest guy here in the table couldn't explain it. So maybe this person knows. I mean, the what was it? What was our skin? Our magic's in the
Blood.
Magic's in the blood.
Magic's in the
Call
blood.
us. I
And
would
who's the
caution
owl?
going towards this.
yeah. All right, yeah. That's a good point. What
Alice, like people like you and me, we have magic in our blood.
yeah. Okay. Kind of feels like you guys are saying the same thing, but saying it in a different way. What's this one's always straight shooter and points to Nalani across the table who's been silent. What do you think?
I think it's none of our business. There's nothing to do. Why do we need to make a decision? 14-and-a-half-year-old knows what's up.
So the only recap you have is from me, and it's from what I said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Caution. Yeah. Terms and conditions. Right. It's. But I mean, if it's getting you out of the thumb of the Ludus, I mean.
Look, Collis, you seem like you're smart enough to come to your own decision, but I don't disagree. You don't have to choose a side, but you can absolutely make a choice. You can liberate those that need to be liberated. You don't have to choose a side. You can still be a good person.
I think Nalani interrupts and says, if you want to liberate someone, why don't you start with yourself? You seem concerned about being under the thumb of the Ludus. Just don't go back.
Ooh.
Kara's gonna look at Timur very pointedly, speaking to Collis though, but looking at Timur.
Persuasion
say-
check, Lonnie.
Understand that
Hmm.
oh no.
22.
Disclaimer, this is on Nalani's persuasion check when you guys are remembering this moment.
That was
Oh,
a nat
wow.
20. It was a nat 20 plus 2.
Okay. Got awarded that 20.
That is
You see Collis deep in thought.
She's still gonna look at Timur as she's speaking to Collis and say, sometimes it does seem like the better thing to get out of the eye of your family, but it may cost you in the end. Because when you say leaving the Ludus, you mean your family as well.
Tamur is giving you like a hard, pensive stare. Not angry, but like clearly hearing you.
And when I finish that, I'm gonna message and be like, you have to be truthful with what this will cost him. To Tamir. Because I saw him cry when he took that mask off.
Yep. Oh man. Oh, this is game changing, Nalani. Okay. Tamur kind of like just says back to you, he's got a great family and he has no idea, but he also won't have any idea if he doesn't find out, right? It's his decision. I'm just told to follow.
And I guess I just above board, I
Mhm.
want to be clear. Nalani's not trying to persuade him to not go back to the Ludus. He was simply saying, don't complain about things you can change, just change them.
That's not what you said, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, but what I
You
said
said
was
specifically
take
just don't go back.
ownership. I said take ownership of your own situation, and if you want out of the thumb of the Ludus, leave. Don't go back.
Right.
That's what I said.
He thought about it.
I said take control of your situation.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Start with yourself.
Yeah. But you did say don't go back.
Yep.
And he was very frustrated. And you rolled a nat 20 on that.
Yep.
And you know his family history.
Yep. I don't know. Does Nalani know? Does Nalani know?
No, Mitch knows.
Probably not. Yeah, Mitch knows, but Nalani doesn't.
Nalani doesn't.
Tamur's kind of like breaks away from the look of Siobhan and is just staring at Collis. And I think after about a minute, Collis just kind of like looks back at Tamur and just kind of shrugs. It's noon.
Body language wise, does it look like he's made a decision? Even that, just like he's, you know what I mean? Like he's set on a course of action.
That's a hard question. I would say he's. It's tricky because you're the persuasion being the nat 20 kind of had to be a nat 20 because you're saying like, you know, I realized that wasn't what you're saying, but your words would say to him, yeah, leave your family, make your own path. Like you don't like where you are, change it. So I'd say in this moment specifically, no, it doesn't look like he's made up his mind body language wise. But it is noon and he hasn't moved.
Shouldn't you be making your way back by now?
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, okay. So we didn't even really get to talk about where you guys headed.
Dare's Wharf.
Yeah. Rough town. From what I hear.
Nothing I can't handle.
Oh, sure. Well, good luck, all you. It was an adventure, right? And just kind of looks over at Tamur, and Tamur nods. Tamur nods, doesn't take his eyes off him. Yeah, all right. Right, so we should be getting going.
When we're back in Eriscar, I'll look you up.
Yeah. Be nice to hear you guys are okay. And I'm sure sounds like the adventure's gonna follow you guys no matter what anyways, right? So sounds fun.
Hollis, a thought.
Yeah.
The unyielding pursuit of knowledge. He said that.
Yeah.
If you really feel strongly about at least helping those less fortunate, maybe being at the Ludus would be an ideal situation. Having someone just as close to the center of the power, at least that you and I are concerned with, would be invaluable. Maybe I could reach out to you and we could talk, and you could hear what we're up to, and you could help us, and when we could warn you if anything's coming your way.
Tamura has now shifted his gaze to look at you. But Carlos goes, yeah, it's a thought. Okay, yeah. We should be getting back those bananas, or like you said, they're not going to make it anyway. So,
Great. When you return to Eriscar, I have some letters. If you could please give them to my father, I would appreciate it. They're extremely important.
Okay. Yeah.
I trust that you could do that. And I would appreciate it. Thank you.
I
Yeah,
already
alright.
gave Tamir my letters, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll okay. Yeah, I'll give them to your folks.
Thank you.
All right. Irish goodbye. See you later. And just turns to walk out.
Be
Um,
safe.
Yeah, Tamura kind of like looks over all of you. All right, are you saying that to Tamura or Collins?
I was saying that to both of them.
Okay. Tamura kind of looks over at all of you and just gives thank you. Sits up and they both walk out. As Mystelia, Collis is already out, and Mystelia yells out, "Hey, you still have a bar tab, do you?" Keeps on walking.
We'll take care of it.
She's just gonna message Tamir just when he's getting out of range. I hope to see you down the road, brother. And then
you hear a response. Not really sure how the range. What is the range of that message actually? Is it sight?
120.
It's 120 feet. You have to
120,
know
okay.
their general direction.
Yep, that's fine. So you hear you can tell he's not stopping his gait. But he goes, I hope so. I hope you find truly what and who you're looking for. And let me know if you need anything.
she's gonna look around at the group, pointedly look at Nalani, and pull out the mask. If you want to be sure Amir's not here, do you want me to look?
Alistair already did a check and made sure he wasn't here before when we were on the beach. Do you think he slipped into the group?
That's not what I meant. I meant just like in general, near us. Following us. Close by.
It won't put you at risk, will it?
Likely will.
What do we do with that information? Can you kill him? I certainly can't. Can anyone else?
No, but it might stop Nalani from killing me.
That's a whole different matter. Maybe you should sleep in different rooms.
I think we already have different rooms.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, that could. Sorry, DM's thinking like that's might actually be worse.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think we should get some sleep before tonight, because I'm exhausted and still a little drunk, and if I'm facing Alistair's, better half, then I want to be sober for that.
Lesser restoration. You're sober.
Not an enjoyable experience.
Waiting
People in the bar
waiting
randomly.
until that moment
Right.
at a bar to cast
Could
that.
have done it hours ago.
That's amazing.
She's just gonna get up and start walking towards her room, which I think she has the only single room, so...
Cool. As you're walking by, you hear, "Hey, are you?" You turn and see Daphne, who's looking at you and going, "Did you still want to? I know you guys were interested in finding out stuff that my mom knows. Did you still want to?"
I think we're really tired today. Perhaps tomorrow, if she's
Oh.
available tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
What do we owe you on the tab for us and our friends who just left?
I'll say a gold probably cover it.
She hands her gold.
Okay. Great. Well, I hope you have a great nap. Let us know if you need anything.
Will do.
And you go up to your room.
I think Yori looks a little frustrated with the kind of conversation, and he's just gonna go, you know, whoever we were before the big pink voice is the same people we are afterward. If you were gonna do something before, you can do it now. Be who you were then, and we don't have to figure anything else out. And then he's gonna go off to the wherever Fenrir's sleeping. Leaving
Cool.
there's like a little stable type area outside.
Love it. As you're passing by, I'd say Siobhan got the interaction, so I want you to give me a perception check.
Okay.
And this is on Daphne.
15.
15. Daphne is you see Daphne like pulling out this I'll say Daphne's cleaning a glass, but you see in front of Daphne is this interesting looking shell that is like facing her with the like fan wise out. It looks like I don't know what you call that type of shell, but
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
yeah. It's pretty large. I'd say it's about this big for her, so it'd be like this big for you. But yeah, she's cleaning the glass, but she seems to be like staring at it.
Yeah, I think he's curious enough about stuff that he might ask a quick question and just kind of look over and just go, "Hey, what's that?"
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
That thing. It looks really nice. And you're kind of looking at it. It's the shell.
Yeah, it's a just a gift from my sister.
Oh, is it your birthday?
No. Um. Uh. I'll say that. Roll me a d20 and add your charisma modifier. Okay.
It's gonna be a 13.
13. Okay.
Mhm.
She looks over at you and like kind of like leans in over. Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
Oh, I won't make you roll deception for that.
Make me roll deception. I have advantage and +6.
I won't even try. I won't even try. She goes, we kind of, I can communicate with her through this, but it has to show signs of activating. There's like a soft glow sort of thing. I'm just a little worried about her, honestly.
Where's she at?
Oh, last I knew, she was north of Mia.
Do you have any idea where that is?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
She looks at the like confused look on her face. North of Hasimo. She's probably fine. I just, the, brr,
What's her name?
Ivy.
And does she look kind of like you?
You could say that.
Well, I promise that if I see her, I'll tell her to call you, or message you, or use the shell.
Fantastic. Thank you. Like
Good
I
night.
said, I'm sure she's fine.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And you head up. I imagine the rest of you are kind of just like looking around, either looking around, just looking into your tankards.
I think Alistair is somewhat, we'll say, energized, and he might go talk to other people about the voice. We don't need to roleplay that. Just
Okay, cool.
just listening and seeing what everybody's thoughts are.
I will say, roll me an insight check with advantage, as you are being a part of the conversation. I think in some way.
Insight.
Mhm.
13 plus 1, 14.
14. For the most part, we'll say, for the sake of basic math, we'll say that there is 5 other people in this bar. 3 of them seem to be annoyed with the voice being a part of breaking into their day. They don't seem to see anything wrong. I'd say with a 13 an insight check, like anything wrong with their current situation. A 13 insight check, you can tell these people are locals. And why change anything about paradise? That's what you get from that. The other 2 are, I'd say you see, well, they're at their own table and they're sailors. With a 13. Okay, yeah. With a 13, you're not entirely sure where they're from, but you definitely hear things of like, I mean, he's got a point. I mean, it's kind of fucked up out there right now. So I don't know if I want to be joining him, but I certainly, I think if there's certain rebellions, depending on who gets sacked and who gets torn out of their homes, I mean, I gotta be honest with you, I think some of them deserve it. So be it. And the conversation kind of continues.
I have to ask, and sorry to put you on the spot. So, of the 5 of them, how many of them are human?
0.
Got it.
They don't seem like
I think
they don't seem like perturbed by you at all or anything. Just for the record, they don't. Yeah, they've definitely seen enough humans.
Right. That's not why I was asking, but
Yeah, no, I get you.
While he's doing that, Io's in his black journal.
I'm gonna pause you just for 1 second because I know
Sure.
Jess wanted to say something.
Oh no, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. go
I
ahead.
can go first. I'm still organizing my thoughts, so it's good.
No problem. I was just going to be kind of quick with it. He's detailing to Dr. K basically everything that's transpired in the past day and rewind day. Really not sparing a detail.
Okay.
And I think the more important takeaways would be to mention, if he could, I think it definitely has some sort of power. I feel like when I'm holding it, I don't want to let it go. And there are others.
Okay. At some point in the day, this definitely wouldn't be right now. I don't think you were sure if you would get if you would get written responses back. You there was a good chance that it might have just been a one-way thing. So you're very surprised when the next time you open up the journal and you see a message that essentially says, "That's interesting. Tread lightly, and make sure you know yourself at all times." Okay. Then there's a little footnote at the end saying, "It may be difficult to contact you for the next few days. Don't be alarmed."
I'll just get a new one.
Anybody remember what Dr. K's name is?
I gotta. Oh, I have to. It's in my notes. In my notes on the computer. I just gotta quick. I
Yeah,
think I wrote.
That's okay. We can figure that out later. That's not a big deal.
Sure.
Tiefling. Anything else?
I think. Thanks, Doc. Favorite student signing out.
Got it. Okay. Jess?
So Gwen is definitely going to stay down in the pub and watch Alistair sort of interact voluntarily for what may be one of the first times she's ever seen that happen before. And I think she just starts worrying a little bit about how easily this charismatic voice seems to have caught hold with people who have certain personality traits. And it's just going to sort of percolate there in the back of her mind for a little while.
Okay.
Above table in a very, this feels a little bit cultish sort of way, but I don't know if there's much history in like North Amaya for cults for her to make that leap.
No.
So it's just kind of a
Well,
thought.
There's definitely historical evidence of cult in North Amaya. That would be insane if there wasn't. But
Right.
yeah, nothing. I would say at this moment there is nothing that points to anything specific.
Yeah.
But
so it's just
yeah,
a worry,
you do.
a concern.
Yeah. I will say, like, it would occur to you that you may have access to someone who might know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you go upstairs?
I'll wait for Alistair. I think we're sharing a room, so
I think at some point we probably catch eyes, and we should go.
Cool.
I think one more thing as we're sort of settling down, she would just say to Alistair, I know you're very against this, but there is one way we could have more insight into knowing a certain someone's mind that could help us identify if he's around.
How do I help you if something goes wrong?
I don't know. But maybe I can find out.
I'm not gonna try and stop you from doing this, but I think you know how I feel about this.
And I think we need to see what happens tonight before we do anything else, before we take that step. But focus on one thing at a time and keep it in our back pocket.
I'm here whenever you need, and if I can think of anything, I will bring it to you first. But right now, the best I can do is keep your body warm if you die.
That's almost comforting. But I'm not going to die.
I know it's been a really long time, and we're both older now, but do you think we could share the bed?
Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm just going to be reading anyway, so.
Hey, you don't even sleep. I'm gonna take the bed.
No, you just said we would share, so I'm going to be comfortable while I read.
That's great. Awesome.
I feel in the idea of this conversation, just thinking that Nalani is sitting just the way Mitch is right now, between both of you, in the middle of this.
100%. If Mitch wants that to happen, 100%.
Yep. Just 1,000-yard stare, just like. Did
so
Io go upstairs?
I think after he finished writing his notes, yes.
Cool.
But I think he was basically at the bar.
You got it. Does Alistair and I assume Alistair and Gwen go upstairs?
Yeah.
Cool. Nalani.
I think Nalani was just sitting at the table, kind of thinking about the day, thinking about the interactions that he had with Alistair, and then thinking about definitely watching Io like a hawk, very concerned about the effect this book might be having on him and how it might be changing him, and just kind of watching everybody do their thing, and then sitting in between these two when they have that conversation, definitely like a F my life kind of moment, like what is going on here. And then probably the last one to leave probably goes up to his room.
Cool. Before you leave, the curtain, as there's no door, curtain gets pushed open, and you see a familiar figure walk in that doesn't seem to recognize you, as you see a blue tiefling come in wearing it's Barty. I'm forgetting his description right now, but you see Barty kind of walk in. Okay. Mystelia, you can get another one. All right, if I could get one, please. Looks over to you, kind of nods to you. Clearly doesn't recognize you at all, but sits up at the stool of the bar. And Nalani, you hear it's pretty dull here. You know this, Mystelia. It's working as a sheriff for a place that like is virtually no crime. It's a cushy job, right? But I mean, now I'm getting these calls of people fighting on the beach, and then I had Worm run up to me to tell me that there was a sleeping body on the beach, and just these. So now we're having prank calls. I almost put her in jail. I think, Nalani, if there's no immediate reaction as you're overhearing this, you go up to your room. You're standing in front of the mirror. It's been a day. And there's a space where you feel like at some point it might be difficult to trust yourself. And you think of Dr. Kethral's response, know yourself always. As you step over to get in bed, and the camera zooms down and sees wet footprints leave. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Bye.